have forgiveness in your heart?
Yes, yes. I still don't really feel about my police service.
Hey, it was the month of love and Black History. That's all I'm saying.
You feel what I'm saying?
I think the reason that we should have that education is for the history and to understand why we should have that respect.
But that's top.
I want to get into this Dipset versus Lock, bro. This all this.
Meek Mills, man.
It'll have to be, if Drake did it, it'd be Drake and Kanye. It's got to be Drake and Kanye.
Watch what you say. Watch,
Oh yeah, I don't already have, man. And the whole thing was he stabbed Judy about 7 times. He stabbed old buddy, the running back. Who's the running back? That's some scary shit right there.
That shit look like it's stressing and drag.
That's make you want to eat a dinosaur though, because
we do have us a new lead in Black.
If it's murder, you know she wrote it. German Ruger for your ass, bitch, deep throated. Know you wanna feel the room, cause it's platinum coated. Take your pick, got a firearm, you should've told it. All my sisters the man. And I'll run this time.
Welcome to the Low Key Cave. This is the girls' edition of Uncut Ishhh Talk. Ladies' edition of Uncut Ishhh Talk. And we have with us Nadia, the Low Key Cave co-host. Thank you for joining us tonight. I know we all have busy schedules, so I thank you for giving us a little bit of your time tonight.
What's up?
Since I'm here with Miss Shani, who is my mother, and with Layla, my sister in love, one of my first topics I wanted to start off with was, what advice would you tell your younger self? Not something to tell your younger self to change, like more of a thought or a quote or something to keep them going throughout life, but something for them to always remember.
After going through therapy, I realized a lot about myself, and I learned about how I responded to people when I was younger. And I was like, I wanted to please my parents. I wanted my parents to be proud of me. I wanted my parents to, say, you did a good job, or we so proud of you and stuff like that. And it's just like, in doing that, I suppressed a lot of myself and who I really am to like fit a mold that I thought they wanted me to be, when I should have just been myself the whole time. And it's like, I just want to go back and tell myself, just stop trying to please everybody, just be yourself. Because I feel like it held me back in certain areas of my life, just by trying to please other people and be who they wanted me to be.
Okay. Layla, what advice would you give your younger self?
I feel like here recently, since I've gotten working with psychiatry office people, we've talked a lot about like taking care of yourself before you can even take care of others. And I feel like a lot of that, like, I took care of my great grandmother and like helped other people in my family a lot growing up. And I feel like I had to grow up a lot faster than I should have. So I should have maybe taken more time to take care of myself before I said yes to taking care of those other people.
Okay, I actually like that, because I feel the same way. I feel like I had to grow up before it was my time.
Right.
I feel like by me having a younger sister, I always had that role. I had to look up, I had to take care of my little sister. That's my little sister. Yeah. Then when our mama passed, I was like, oh, so now I know I gotta take care of my little sister. So it was never in my mind, okay, you gotta be a child, you gotta have fun, no, it's make sure your sister's straight. Forget all that other stuff, you can do that later in life, but it was always make sure your sister straight. So I get what you're saying. I guess I would tell myself it's okay to not care so much, I guess, or not want to help everybody. Because me growing up, my whole thing was help everybody or make sure their problems are solved, to make sure they straight. Don't worry about you, just make sure everybody else is straight. I feel like now that I'm older, you should have worried about you more than them. Which go back to a little bit more what you had to say, Nadia.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I would tell my younger self to enjoy the moment. Um, I think the older I get, the my youngest is 18. So I miss the messes. I miss the chaos. I miss the, I guess, living in the moment. Like, as we get older, we realize we can't change the things that happen today. We can only just try to do better. So I have, like, literally no regrets. Like, and I've been through a lot, but no regrets. I wouldn't change anything because it would alter where we are today. Just to live in the moment. Don't take advantage of, oh, it's raining, I got to do that. No, enjoy the rain. Enjoy the quiet time where you just want to, just be present. Then, silence speaks volumes. It really
It
does.
does.
When you become my age, it really speaks as to what you've been through. And for me, silence is scary. So I live in the moment, live in the moment. Take it from somebody who is obviously older. I don't even know how old you are, but again, my youngest is 18. I got 5 kids. My youngest is 18. So live in the moment. Don't take anything for granted. And the things that you think hurt you, to let go, let it go. Whether it be family, friend, it doesn't matter. A habit, let it go. I let my mama go. Hardest thing I ever had to do, grieve somebody who's still living.
Yeah, oh my God. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I don't think people understand like that you have to grieve relationships. Like the death of a relationship is like, especially one that lasted years and years, and you just be like, I can't believe like this is coming to an end and I have to end it because it's for the betterment of both of us. But it's like, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
it sounds so taboo saying it, because how do you let your mama go? How do you let your daddy go? Your brother? You know what I'm saying? Especially somebody that's close to you that you're supposed to have a bond with, or an immediate connection, and you have nothing. And it's holding you back. It's stressful, it's depressing, it's hard, but nobody ever wants to talk about things like that. That's your family, that's your blood. You're supposed to love them in spite of. What
But
about
if they ain't
me?
growing with you, if they not
Right
growing with
on.
you and they hurting your growth, you cannot take everybody with you. And it's sad when it's really your family. And you just like, if you don't grow, you can't come with me. My relationship can't grow. It's just gonna be hey bye type of shit. And it's hard to accept when it's family, but it has to happen, especially for your own personal
Right.
mental health and stuff like that. Cause like
That's
that
the
really,
key. Mental health. That's
yes.
what we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about the mental health, but it messes with you. And then you're building, your parents teach you one or two things: what to do or what not to do. There's no in between. And when they teach you what not to do, you got to either maneuver around that or cut them off.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Cutting off people is hard, period. It's I mean for some people it's easier because like they can just act like that person never existed. But like when it's somebody like a family member, that's sad.
Right.
It
Right.
is. Shout out to K Dot. He's watching us. He said, "What's up, Nadia?" He
But I can't
said he had a talk with some old heads and they agreed to let his generation have Lil Wayne.
No, I don't know. No sir. We'll talk about this later, but no sir. I guess Tunchi, like that part of Wayne, like after a certain album, I guess he's y'all's, but like nah, no sir. Anyway.
Okay. I didn't write it down, but I did have it in my head. Do you feel as though, or do y'all feel as though, if mental health was more aware, I guess, when we were being raised or in the 90s versus today, our mental health statuses would be better. That's probably not the right
I get
way
what
I'm
you're
trying to
saying.
word it. Yeah.
If in the 90s they cared about mental health like they do now, would we
Right.
be better off? And I say absolutely. I mean, because like the way, like I just look at some stuff that I was obviously going through, but like there's nothing my mom could do about it. You know, she going through her own stuff. We ain't got the money or the resources to get therapy, and she may not have even realized I was hurting because I was just so good at covering it up. Like I don't think anybody realizes when I'm hurting because I just be like, I get over it eventually. I mean,
Right.
because it's like, what you gonna do?
Yeah, understandable.
Right.
When it's in my head and I can't stop those thoughts in my head, like really though, what you gonna do? Like, how can you help
Understandable.
me?
I say that because I actually went to therapy, but the mind frame I was in and how I was taught to view therapy was you was only crazy. Only crazy people went to see therapists. So when I went in there, I'm like, I'm not crazy, so I don't feel like I need to sit down and talk to you. Peace.
It's crazy you would say that.
And that's how I felt. Which now that I'm an adult, I'm like, bro, if I would have talked to that man, I probably would have. Woo! I would have
And
been a whole lot
That's the
better.
feelings out.
Which I had therapists after that, which I sat down and talked to. But I feel as though if I would have sat down and spoke with them, then I probably would have. I wouldn't have had those after, but I probably would have got somewhere or at a certain space mentally because I feel as though I haven't grieved as far as a lot of losses I've had. So I feel like if I would have dealt with that then, I maybe could have processed some losses I've experienced as an adult better.
I don't think the generation after us realize how protected they are because like the shit that was that we were allowed to do in the 90s. Like first of all, I remember my grandma used to just
This
leave
is
me
fun
in
stuff.
the grocery, like go in the grocery store and I'm just sitting out in the car, windows down, kids in the
Exactly. Me
car,
and my sister
just
used to
chilling.
chill.
Under 10, I'm under 10 years old and I'm just sitting in the car by myself. You know, somebody might walk by, look in, and say something. Maybe not. You know, depending on where we at, we ain't go nowhere ratchet like that. So, like, I mean, but like literally, she was not. The cops was not gonna go arrest her for being in the store and leaving me outside. Like nowadays, hell no. Hell no. People
I
will
mean,
call
I
the
take
cops
my
on
all
you.
mine in, and when I do leave them out there, I be so quick because I'm like, Jesus Christ, I
Yes,
know the
yes,
police coming.
yes.
And they 15, 12, and 9, but Jesus, the police coming. I better hurry up.
So you
Oh,
said
goodness.
when you went to therapy, you was like no because you knew you wasn't crazy.
And I was 10 years old and I had to go to therapy for anger management. I was supposed to go to therapy for anger management. So my first, when you go in therapy, you have your initiation, your evaluation
Yeah.
session or whatever. When I first walked in there, I didn't give them time to do none of that. I was like, I didn't even sit down. I was like, I'm not crazy, so I know I don't have to talk to you.
So you didn't trust the
and
process.
I turned around and I walked out.
So I've been
But
in
that's
therapy
because of my views.
for like 6 years now. Like I go faithfully because I know without therapy, like my life would be shit. But I went because I was convinced I was crazy. So I grew up in the 70s where therapy, talking about your feelings, all that's taboo. What goes on in your house stays in your house. We don't talk about deal with your feelings. Well, life where it was like fight or flight, basically. And I could not deal. Like my mind, my body, everything was shutting down, and I was affected. Like everything was affected. So my only option was therapy, suicide. I got 5 kids. Like suicide really wasn't an option. Like I don't want to put my kids through this, so I entrusted somebody with everything. Like, okay, therapy's for crazy people. I'm obviously fucking crazy because I need this, and it was the most rewarding thing I could have ever done for myself. You're
The
meeting
funny,
with somebody that you don't know, and they're biased. Their opinion on your life is biased, and the opinions or the education that they're sharing with you, you either choose to take it or you don't. And I was hanging on to everything she told me with dear life. And for me, the best thing, and to this day, my mama thinks that I'm wasting my money. Like, why are you doing that? Like, but for me, it's worth it. Best thing I could ever have done.
The funny thing about therapy, it makes you realize that you are not crazy and that your feelings are valid. Because I know growing up in a black household, you kind of like, your feelings don't mean shit because you don't pay no bills.
Because you don't pay the bill.
It's
You
like,
said it.
I'm not allowed to feel this way because you don't pay no bills. And it's like, you just have to take what happens to you. And it's like,
Well, and for me, I was paying some bills, and my feelings still wasn't valid. You fuck your feelings. It's not. Oh God! But I'm paying the light bill and water bill. You feel me? Fuck your feelings.
damn.
My roof.
And my main thing is like breaking that cycle. So like I may flip on my kids, like, cause at the time I can't handle this, and then I'll be like, let me walk away, and then I come back and I apologize and I say what I need to say, and I'm like, look, y'all can't be doing this because of this, and I'm like, and you have the right to feel, cause especially like my daughter, she just cries, like she will find a reason to cry. She is a Pisces, and I love her so much, but I'm just like, girl, if you don't stop crying, and then I'm just like, no, she can cry if she wants to. Her feelings are valid, and she has a right to cry, and I don't want to like make her. I don't want her to be like she can't express her feelings because I'll get mad. No, express your feelings. Go ahead. I just gotta go away because I don't want to be.
And all she's doing is watering her character. She's blossoming into who she's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Look at it that way. Emotions are real.
Yes.
Whether we feel them or not, we can't, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I love that. Let her walk in it. Let her walk in it. Walk in it. So can I ask you something?
Yes.
So you have children, right?
Yes.
And you've obviously been through something, and I'm not saying that because you go to therapy, but I'm saying that because I go to therapy. I've been through something, that's why I'm in therapy. So do you, like when you feel, so I call it an episode because I can feel when my anxiety or whatever is taking over. How do you, with how you were raised and who you've become as a woman, how does that affect how you deal with your children? Like, do you struggle with like, okay, my mama did it this way, but I'm going to try it this way?
My biggest thing is like my kids, I don't get an immediate response out of them. When I tell them to do something, like I'm just like, you supposed to do it because that's the way I was taught. Like when you're told by your parent to do something, you do it. So my kids, they just be taking their little sweet time to get ready to do something, and I'm just like, look, you about to make me hit you, and I don't want to hit you because there's no reason, because this is not a reason to hit you, and it's like I don't want to be that parent. And I'm like, but I just told you to do something and you're not doing it. I'm gonna need you to do it. And it's like I'm trying to be more gentle with them and not yell and not just demand, but like I need you to have a certain level of respect where you're listening and you're doing what I tell you to do when I tell you to do it, you know? But I'm also teaching them how to do it. So I'm not just like, go sweep the floor, and then they got the broom trying to figure out how to sweep the floor. Because I feel like when I was younger, I was just told to do shit, but not told how to do it. And it's like, you really expect me to just figure this shit out. And I feel like that was like the whole thing about life. It's just like, I figured it out, so will you. Like, bro, that's not, like, you just sent me out here not to know how to do shit. And then, like, you're just looking at me drown and I'm failing. Like, help. Like,
Then help.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want my children to be more prepared, but like I need them to listen better, and I'm trying to figure out how to get them to listen better without being so forceful and mean and aggressive, you know. So that's what I'm trying to change is the level of aggression I give them, because I mean my children are 6 and 4, so
okay. So I have basically my children are adults. So how old are you?
33.
33, 29, 20, 24. No, Kiana's 25 and 18. So we're a blended family. So I knew when I got married, I was not raising my children the way I was raised. So I can't speak for your household, but I couldn't ask questions in my household. So nothing ever made sense to me. Like I was the type of child that I needed you to explain why Z was the way Z was. If you understand what I'm saying, like if soap and water washes dishes, do I rinse them dry? I'm like, I need you to explain it. My mama assumed that I knew what was going on. Makes sense? And I think in the generation that we're raising now, like in my household, I overcompensate because I don't believe in whipping kids. I'm more of a I'm gonna talk to you, give you a sermon, we're gonna time out, I might pop your butt, but
I'm a
don't
popper.
believe
Like
in
we
no belts.
like I'm not about the we not doing all that. That's traumatic.
Right.
We don't need all that. But I might pop your butt because you're not like I done told you 3 times and we didn't went through all the other steps and now this is the result we got to because you didn't listen.
Right. Right. But a lot of people, like, we weren't raised that way.
Mm-mm.
We were not raised. I couldn't ask my mama why. I couldn't say,
It's all
boy,
because I said so.
that part.
Yep. Where we going? Don't worry about it. Dang, I can't know where we going. Look, my daughter always be asking where we going, and I get so mad, and I'm like, I see why my parents and the adults around me said what they said, because it's like, bro, I don't care right now. You don't need to know. It's not important. But then at the same time, I'm like, that's a valid question that she can ask. Why can't she ask where we're going? Why can't she know where we're going? You know, so
curious.
Yes. So I just be like Walmart
They've
or
never
whatever.
been here. And look, we are their first teacher. So why not take the opportunity to teach your child the right way versus them going out and asking a stranger? That was always my philosophy. Because the things that I learned in life, I learned from friends, strangers, you know what I'm saying? And it should have been taught at home. So my kids know to this day, you how old again? 33. How about I don't even know my Jesus. But they can call and talk to me about anything, come to me with anything, whether it be, Ma, I got a bump on my butt. Ma, I need some condoms. Ma, whatever it may be, only because I can't go to my mama and be like, I threw up. I got 50 million 11 questions, and then she's going to pre-diagnose me with something that's not even. Hence the relationship. You know, that stays with kids. You can ask me anything. We're going to talk about it, whether I'm uncomfortable or not. But we were not raised that way.
Life is full of uncomfortable conversations. If you can't have uncomfortable conversations, you're going to have terrible relationships. Period.
Okay, well, y'all kind of touched on my second subject or topic a lot. Not a little bit, but a lot. It's okay. I don't know. You probably seen it on Facebook. It's this little quote or whatever. It keep going by, or I keep seeing it. It say you can't raise your child the way you were raised because this is a different generation. Okay, the reason why I bring that up is because I guess I'm kind of biased. I agree with and I disagree. I guess why do I disagree first? I disagree more of because I feel like not our generation, but today's generation more they want to be their kids' friends, which is understandable, but you still have to have that boundary level and that discipline level there too. Not necessarily discipline level, but that more of that boundary level and that respect level there.
Once your kids lose respect for you, you done as a parent. It's a wrap. Like
it's a wrap. Because
trying to gain your child's first of all, losing your child's respect. What the fuck did you do to get that far? Like, jeez. And I mean, I feel like that's like extreme. Like, I know some extreme situations where people have, forgiven their parents for like just being horrible parents most of their life. And I'm like, that takes a strong person because like watching your parent continuously be a drug addict, and it's like you couldn't get your life together to raise me. Like,
do I know each other? I swear for God, we know each other. Turn again. Nadine. I was about to call you Deetra. Oh my God. I didn't know where that came from.
Nadine, she gonna change your name this whole
podcast. When you Sally before it's over with. Yo, that's crazy.
I like that example that you used a lot because okay, I know I have a friend and her sister are totally opposite. Her sister can forgive, but she can't.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that is?
Um, it depends on like their relationship with their parent because I know like my relationship with my mom is way different from my sister relationship with my mom. We got the same mama and the same daddy, but we both had totally different relationships with both of them. And it's because events that happened and the way we were treated and things were said, and it's just like I don't think our parents realized how much stuck with us as a child. Because me and my sister, like I don't know if people go to I don't know how many people go to family therapy. Me and my sister never been, but like we literally sat down and talked about events in our childhood and like our different perspectives of it. And I see why me and my sister grew apart even though we was in the same house. And it's because the way she was being treated versus the way I was being treated and the pressure she felt because we were always home by ourselves and she was only 1 year older than me, but she felt like she had to take care of me because if something happened, it's her fault
It's her fault.
automatically. And she didn't want it. That's a lot of pressure. I'm like, she only 1 year older than me. Like,
It's
but
a whole lot of pressure. Which me and my sister we went to family therapy, but like I say, at that time I don't feel like. Well, when we went, to us it wasn't necessarily. We was talking about our feelings, but not necessarily talking about. We was talking about one situation basically.
Mhm.
We never got past it. Like we never grew past it. Like we was just more lingering on that situation. I guess because at the time we were in a group home, so I guess they felt as though it was because of a loss we had. So we were just stuck on that one situation for the longest.
Can I get a plate?
Now, like I stated before, I felt like I always had to take care of my sister because I'm the oldest. We 4 years apart, but still, I gotta take care of my sister. When my mama passed, before she passed, she told me to take care of my sister. So to me, that was her dying wish: take care of my sister. So it stuck with me. I know I had someone tell me that was wrong of her to tell me that at a young age. But now
I can
I get what
get
you're saying, but then I don't because she wasn't saying it as in knowing she was gonna pass. She was saying it as in, hey,
The streets.
I want you to know as a life lesson, you need to make sure you always take care of your sister. Look at your baby sister.
That's what she.
But
it depends
also,
on how you took it. Cause
I was about
like
to say, also the way I took it with that's a whole lot of pressure. That's a
yeah,
lot. That's a lot I took because in my mind I gotta. If she need a mother, that's me. I gotta
exactly.
take care of my sister.
That's exactly how my
That's what she
sister
wants
was.
me to do.
Yeah.
That's where perception is key. Everybody's perception is different,
Yes.
and I would bet you $1 million that I do not have. That was her intent was, or what she meant was, it's you and your sister
Y'all got to
against the
look out for
world.
each other.
Right,
Yes.
not
Oh
the
my God.
pressure of
That's exactly how I feel about my children. I tell them that I'm like, all you have is each other. Like y'all got
right,
to look out for each other.
right.
So I get it.
But I feel as though that made us stronger because me and my sister we can fight right now, and 20 minutes later we got to talk this thing out because we ain't going to sleep mad at each other. Ain't no way in the world. Hey, that's how we are because that's my sister. But I mean, that was a lot of pressure. But I feel as though if I perceived it another way, our relationship wouldn't be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I'd be like, every man for themselves. So I feel as
I,
though I was supposed to perceive it that way, if that make any sense at all. At 10 years old, you're not supposed to perceive it that way, probably.
Right, but at 10 years old, your perception of taking care of your sister and looking out for your sister is that the same as it is at you 33?
No.
Exactly. Perception. That's growth.
Yeah.
Because you realize now that that's not what she meant.
Yeah.
But as a sister, and that tells a lot as who you are as a person. Because most people would have been like, I ain't have you. You my sister, like for real.
No, that's
I'm
my
a
first.
prime
I
example
call
of
her
that.
my first child.
I'm a prime example of that.
Yeah. My sister do the same thing. Yep.
That's my first child.
I have to pay.
She'll return. Brief intermission. Okay, and I also brought that up. She when she come out, she'll touch on it. But I brought that up because I agree on it more like the food situation. Because growing up, I hate black eyed peas, bro. But if you was gonna get any dessert, you was gonna eat them.
Facts.
And then
I had to clear my whole plate.
You gotta eat your whole
getting
plate.
up,
Which
eat
was
that
fine
whole
with that,
plate.
but you get black eyed peas, bro. I can't stand black eyed peas. I hate them. To this day, I won't even touch a can with them.
My
They
grandma
nasty.
used to cook lima beans. I'm like, who eating this? Don't put that on my plate. Lima beans. I was like, don't put that on my plate. And she would every time. And I'm like, why I gotta eat this? Who likes this?
So that's why I agree it because growing up you had to eat what's there or you was gonna starve. Me, I don't mind. I'm gonna give you options.
I give my kids options, yes.
Because like I said, we had to eat those black eyed peas. They was nasty.
See, I feel like I grew up a little different though because I had the mom that was like, "Oh, you're picky. Okay, well, let me make
Coach
5 different
DC.
things. But if those 5 different things don't work out, then you got to figure it out yourself."
And
Like,
that's the mom I am.
Yeah.
That's the mom I am. So I was so again, I'm older than y'all. So when I grew up, no matter what my mama made, we had to sit at the table until it was gone. So there were nights I sat at the table, like woke up the next morning, like food. My plate still like on the table, like but not even in my defense. Shit, tell the truth, shame the devil. My mama cannot cook, so like I don't know if you've ever had crunchy spaghetti, but to this day I don't eat spaghetti. Like things from my childhood like messed me up. So prime example. One of my kids does not eat eggs. The other kid does not eat onions. So it's a normal day or normal. I don't even bat an eye when it's time to cook dinner. Oh, I got to set this aside before I put onions in it. I got to set this aside before I put eggs in it. But this child that likes eggs don't like onions. The child that likes eggs, that likes onions don't like eggs. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not about to let my kids starve. But that's frowned upon. You're making your kids picky eaters. No, I want my kids to eat.
Exactly.
I went to school many times hungry because my mama can't cook, or I didn't want what she wanted to cook the night before. So yeah, if you got to cook 20 things, cook 20 things. Oh, I'm about to smash.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna slide you out while you smash.
And then walk. Can I get some shredded cheese?
Oh, never mind. Since Nadia be munching all the time, your co-host told on you. And Coach DC said he still love llama beans. Them things is nasty. I got to disagree with you about the llama greens.
Hell no.
I clicked on here. We see them. Do that mean they see
I'm about to say, it's supposed to pop up, but
yeah, they're on here.
Can you see them, Nadia? Or I don't know what I'm doing.
I usually can.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
So you said a minute ago, her name's Nadia.
Nadia, like Medea, but no.
Oh, I can remember that. Nadia. And I'm going to say it just like that. So you said a minute ago, well, not like a minute ago. It's probably been like 15 minutes ago now because we've been on here. Parents choosing drugs over their children. So this is a true story, right? I'm not. So I don't care. It don't hurt me no more. So my mom had 13 children. She didn't raise any of us because she chose drugs. She's still on drugs. She's still living. So I was
y'all didn't grow. Did you and your siblings grow up together? Like, or y'all were all separate homes? Damn.
We were all separated. So I just started meeting my siblings 4 years ago. Like, I'm going to meet one of my brothers tomorrow for the first time ever. Like, I still have siblings I've never met. So to this day, my mom is still on drugs. She still chooses drugs over her family, which I think made me who I am today. Again, remember I said at the beginning, our parents teach us two things: what to do, what not to do. Mm-hmm. She taught me what not to do. Like, never in a million years would I put anything over my kids. Anything. I don't care what it was. But that's her mindset. That's how she came up. And it blows me, but I can empathize with people who, I guess, have been through that or are going through that, because, again, I'm 43 and still going through that. My mom called me on my 43rd birthday, not to tell me happy birthday, but to borrow some money so she could get some cigarettes and get high. Like, make that make sense.
That's man. I just look at people. I'm like, the blessings of having a child, and this is the way you treat them. Like, bruh, why?
What's up? But do you believe that addiction is not like it's not something they choose?
Yeah.
At some point it becomes a choice. Like,
thank you. At the beginning, before it's addiction, it is a choice. But what?
No.
It turns from a choice to addiction, what is it?
No. You continuing to do anything that you know is fucking up the rest of your life is a choice. Period. Everybody's addicted to something. And like, you have to identify what your addictions are. You have to learn how to limit them and not trigger them. Like, I'm addicted to food. I like to eat. People, like, during the pandemic, I almost got back up to like baby weight. Like, I was like terrible just sitting around eating. Like, that is my addiction, because I'm an emotional eater, and when I'm feeling emotional, I just want to eat, and it's comforting to me. And I had to identify that, and I was like, I can't do this anymore, because this is not healthy for me. This is not keeping me at a healthy weight. This ain't good for anything. Like, so I limit how much food I eat. I limit when I eat. I limit what I eat. And I know people might be like, "Oh, so you on a diet?" No, it's called like not feeding into my addiction.
Gotcha.
Because it's a whole addiction at this point. I mean, but everybody's addicted to something, and at some point it becomes a choice. Like, just look. Okay, so I identified what it was. If I would have just kept eating, and I'm just like, I just don't understand why I'm eating. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I get like psychological. I get that drugs is it's not a totally different thing, but it's a different thing because it messes up your mind.
Right. Yeah. It alters your mind.
Yes.
So I like you. I got a food addiction too, but okay.
No, but I feel you. Like, I feel like I was like raised a little differently though. Like, my mom did have a little addiction for a while, but then she came to a point where she was like, okay, I need to take care of this, and came to family and was like, hey, I'm gonna go get help. Y'all watch my kids. And when that happened, my family actually like turned their back on her and got us taken away. So instead of helping her, so instead of helping her, they actually like turned it around and had us taken away and like gave us trauma. So like, as we were talking about perception earlier, like, I can be in the car and me and my brother talking about our childhood trauma together, and I'm like, wait, why do you remember it that way? Because I definitely remember it this way.
Like, okay. Perception is key.
Yeah.
No two perceptions are the same.
Yeah. Which, because I noticed when me and Keela talk about things, my sister, I'm sorry. When we talk about things and she be like, yeah, as soon as I'm like, bro, that is definitely not how it went down. Yeah. She be like, yes, it is. Yeah. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Because you were older though too, because I was the older one. So I was old enough to understand this was not okay. My younger siblings were like, what the hell's going on? Like, what are we doing? Why are we going to this person's house this week?
Right.
Yeah. But I also feel like y'all saying that maybe your parents aren't still working on themselves or anything like that. I feel like it's gotten to the point for me where like my mom has overly apologized to where she can't forgive her own self. So then that makes it a lot harder on us because we're like, we understand that you're sorry, move past it, we're good now, So it still continues to like cause more issues
cycle
either way.
still
Yeah.
there.
Has she gone to therapy for it herself?
Girl, no, she can't afford it.
No, today in 2022,
my mama is so
you
like
can get
computer
all kind of
illiterate. She
stuff.
could never
No,
find
she don't need a
anything
computer.
online.
It's like a hotline, and they'll give you
Yeah,
all the information you need. Yeah,
Oh, she didn't know.
that's why I was saying it's a lot of
7 days a
resources in
week.
2022 for therapy and that mental health.
You
It's
have to
so
write
many
that number
resources.
down for me. Give it to her.
Yeah, because if she being that over apologetic, it's some more stuff that's going on with her. Cause like, I mean, I get it. Like, I mean, at least you got the apology. Cause like, shit, some people don't even get that. Cause some people don't take accountability.
They fucked up.
Yeah.
Never.
They
Won't they ever. What's wrong with you? I gave you
Okay,
that was
what
your
is it?
best. I'm
Compensate?
sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Let me calm down. Every day I just be like, please don't be letting me fuck up my kids. Like,
Oh, I be telling you, turn out like me.
My
I don't
mama's
want my
always talking
kids
about
to ever
generational
feel-
curses.
Oh my God, that sounds
Yes.
like daughter
That's all
talking
my
about
mama
generational
ever
curses.
says. She's like, I'm gonna stop it right here. And I'm like, all right, mama, you stop it.
I don't want my kids to ever feel like that.
But
Yeah.
I feel that because we took a lesson from our parenting and how we were raised, that we stopped the curse there in general. Because the way we parent, like we just all discussed that we definitely don't make our kids eat black eyed peas and they can't get no chocolate afterwards. No, Nadia, because you don't understand.
No,
When I was
traumatizing
young, my grandmother taught me how to cook. So Saturday mornings, I cooked everybody. Like when they came to pick up my grandpa for work, I was cooking sausage biscuits for $1. She taught me how to make cakes from scratch. So the night that we did black eyed peas, me and her always make a cake. So you got a good chocolate cake, me and you done both made, and then you gonna hit me with some black eyed peas, knowing I don't like them. So I'm gonna have to eat them.
Oh God.
Get that cake.
To get if I want that cake that I just made myself, we give them options, but I'm just saying that's a whole curse that we stop right there. That was a curse. But I can't say everything was bad because growing up I didn't like pinto beans, but now that I'm an adult, good God Almighty, you cook them right? Oh my God. But
like some beans.
growing up, and I think that's probably why my sister don't like onions, because they was always in the pinto beans.
It was forced upon her.
Yeah, like certain foods was forced upon, like onions, but I don't eat them like Nana used to eat them like a darn apple. Breath be stinking. I used to be like, why is you eating that? So don't nobody want to talk to me.
I still feel like that also kind of sometimes causes problems though, because then there's people like my brother who's gonna he's 15 now and he's super picky. I can only imagine him being an adult and always ordering like chicken tenders and fries at every restaurant. Like, try something different.
And I see that's what I do. Like I tell I give my kids what I know they like, but then like one day I'll be like, nobody has a choice. This is what I'm cooking. This is what you eat, and you at least gotta take a couple bites. You don't have to finish it. I just want you to take some bites.
Right? You don't gotta finish it. Yeah, try it. Let's talk about it. I have what you look like 50 years old, and the only thing you like is chicken and potatoes. You don't even know what broccoli is or cauliflower or squash is. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Shout out to everybody watching us. Okay. Nadia, have you watched any of the Bad Boys Club?
Hell no. I saw a clip and I was
Nadia.
I'm glad I'm not talking anymore.
This is my thing, Nadia.
I can't.
First off, I don't really watch it. I caught like I caught probably 5 episodes out of it, which is the last 3, the first 2. I'm lost because I didn't know that all of them were a certain way. Only reason why
what?
Nadia don't pay me no money.
I saw the promo.
Yeah. That's all it is though. It's like Bad Girls Club, but like
like Bad Girls Club before.
Yeah.
Natalie is the one who did it, but my whole thing is I didn't think that. First off, I was shocked that they really aired it on TV. But this is 2022.
It's 2022, baby.
So I let that go. But my whole thing was, what are your thoughts? Like, are you like, okay, whatever, that's cool, or are you like, nah, they could have kept that in the closet?
I don't get what I guess I feel like now that the thing to do is YouTube and podcasts. Shout out. that,
Okay.
that like people are that television, they're really trying to recapture the glory years of reality TV and Bad Girls Club and like Flavor of Love and stuff like that. Those were the glory years of reality TV. But like now that we care about people's mental health, because let's not act like reality TV did not fuck up a lot of people's mental health. And we just sat there and watched it and enjoyed it. America's Next Top Model. um, but like you know, I just feel like that why we don't need this. It was not needed. Who is this for? Like,
We
do
got some
people?
funny TikTok sounds now.
That's all it is. That's all.
Okay,
For me.
It was to me. Okay, this is my thing. Okay, now I don't mind. I used to watch all the Bad Girls Club.
I used to watch with my mama.
Shout out to Tania Chiffon because me and her watched them together. I don't feel like it was necessary to do a Bad Boys Club, but also after I figured it was coming after they did the one with Sydney Starr. Did you see that one? Which I didn't. But it was like it was supposed to be like the reunion mixed with new cast members or whatever, and Sydney Starr being one, the new transgender diva or whatever. I don't feel like it was necessarily needed. I feel like I don't know. I don't feel like it was something that we needed because we can watch Power and all those scenes, but to see it all up live in person and every day or every episode, I think it lost a lot of viewers because I watched some people watching and they was like cringing. I was like, come on now, you be seeing them people kiss on Empire, don't even be tripping. But it was different. But also,
I was talking about the fight, and I don't care that they gay. Like,
no,
whatever.
I don't know.
I'm just like,
my thing was, I felt like it gave everybody like a 15-minute fame thing because Darrell was on there from Where the Money Reside, and then you got Mulan, but Mulan was on Love and Hip Hop too. Then you got Jonathan, and he do everybody here, but he was only on there for half an episode. Then you got who else? Kirk Franklin's son. I feel like he just did that to make his daddy mad.
Right. That's what I was like. Was this needed? Who wanted this? Who asked for this?
I thought it was entertaining. Like it was different.
For me.
Like
that part is entertaining.
It was P Valley was different.
To catch your attention for a minute. Like you're in between shows, you ain't got nothing else to watch. So let me ask you this:
as not so. Oh, Demetria. What's her name? Nadia.
Yeah.
And I just knew I had it right too. Nadia. Not that this is my daughter-in-law. This is my son's girlfriend. So they're not really married, but they've been together so long. This is my daughter, right? So, not that I'm turning this into a race thing, but I'm trying to see something. So for me, power, race, what's Mary Jane? Being Mary Jane, real basketball wives. I don't watch anything like that only because I feel, as a mixed woman. My dad's white, my mom is black. I don't want to be considered bougie and high class and snobbish, but at the same time, I don't want to be perceived as ghetto, ratchet, bougie, because that's not who I am as a person. And I know how I feel when I see, whether it be black women, black men, acting what I deem as out of character, meaning anything that draws attention to yourself. That's out of character to me. How we deem our lives, whether you're straight, bi, flamboyant, whatever. I don't care if you identify as a unicorn. That's between you and yourself. Why does the world have to know? So for me, these shows only demonstrate what, sorry, Layla, white people have always said about us. And I
You
do not
going
watch.
deep.
I
You
refuse
going
to
deep.
entertain anything like that because
You going
that's not who
deep.
I am as a person. And I feel like if I'm watching that, that's gonna take over, and then I'm gonna be like, nope, that's not who I am. I don't like it. I don't like
I
it.
used to watch Love and Hip Hop. I used to watch Black Ink, and I used to watch what else? It was something else.
Love hip hop.
I had my select few ratchet shows I used to watch, right? And
Mm.
then like at some point I was just like, why are they doing this? Like at this, because at this point, once I realized that all this shit is fake. These people don't really live in these places that they at. This is all production, like making
Right.
up these storylines. This shit ain't really happening in real time. This is all staged. And once I realized that, then I was like, what the fuck are you doing this for if ain't none of this real? Because reality TV is not real. I mean, some real things have happened in reality TV, but reality
Right.
TV after 2010 is
It's
not
not
real.
real.
Before that,
You
in the
remember
early
Flavor of
2000s,
Love?
in the
Flavor of
early
Love. What's it
2000s,
called?
Flavor of Love. That was
And
my
the
show.
episode with the girl with the bad tooth, and they was talking about her breath, and even though it was reality TV, and that might have been real, it might have been real shit, but that followed her
yes,
throughout her career. And I think like we black people on top, but we bring ourselves down. We can't come like the Mexicans. Mexicans live 50, 75 in the house. Not really that many. I'm drunk. I've been drinking. But the reality is they know how to come together and be on one accord. Black people,
group
all we
economics.
is to be better than the next person, not go to the next
It's
person and see
look, you
how
digging
they
into
got
the
and
culture.
work together.
That
We
is
never
some cultural shit that we need to change and grow for.
Yeah.
The
It just
culture
came
needs to
into my
grow.
drink.
Black culture needs to grow, and it's not, and it's sad. And then that being on TV, you know what? People in Japan watch American TV, and they think that that's what all black people act like because they've never seen a black person in their life. And
Right.
to me, that's sad because it's like, bro, I don't act like that. I'm not gonna go to no restaurant and start throwing plates and flipping
Right.
tables and shit and
I'm gonna
throwing
thank
drinks
you and
and
walk
people.
away, no matter what. Okay, thank you. You're not gonna embarrass me.
But they see love and hip hop and they think, oh, that's how black people act. They just throw drinks and fight all the time. And it's like, bro, no. We go sit down and eat and pay our bill and tip. Like,
Right, like the next
you know
person.
what I mean?
Like the
But
next
like,
person.
sad
I'm good.
played it on TV, and then like this is the way people see us, and the fact that in our culture we are taught to be better than each other, and it's like no, we
Right.
need this group economics, but we don't live in the same house and make sure everybody's straight before we can all afford. If we can't all afford it, no one should be living in it.
That
That's
part.
what a lot of people think in their family, and that's why their family gets far. And like they have a family bank account they take out loans from. They don't have to go to a bank. They can just get money from their own family. And I'm just like, bruh, my kids will not go through the shit that I
Right,
went
but
through.
we too worried about Uncle Benny taking 25 out for his bottle of liquor. We too worried about Aunt Sally taking out for the fish fry at the church. There's no trust because everybody's talking about each other versus building each other up. I
Yeah,
want to see you do better. I want to see you in your own home. I want to see your kid go to school. You feel me? No, we too busy. Oh, she on that
crabs in the
stuff
barrel.
again. She pregnant. Nobody want to hear that. Okay,
Crabs in
she's
the
pregnant again.
barrel.
What can we do to help her?
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
they're
What
not
can
ready
we?
for conversations.
They not ready. They not
I'm
ready.
ready again.
Cause
Yeah,
I swear, like, I swear, people don't understand like how much as a mother you go through to birth this baby, and then like you have to take care of it. Like I'm like, you're tired, your body tired, you're trying to heal, you're trying to make milk, you're trying to do all this, and I'm like, that's a very vulnerable time for a woman. And I feel like more people should come together. Like the thing I appreciated most, like after I had my children, was some food I did not have to cook or prepare or do anything for. Like, bro, just bring me some food. because I'm trying to pump and take a shower and get them down and I don't see
It
how
is a
people
lot.
do. I
It
don't see
is
how
a
people
lot.
do it with more than 2 kids. Y'all are a blessing. My sister got 5. I mean, granted, her first 3 are like teenagers now, and now,
We
but then
got
she
5.
has, bruh, blessing. You are a blessing because I cannot. After the second one, I was like, look, having kids, it's not going down no more in this house. Like me and my husband was both like, hell no, not again.
One of the again, we're a blended family, so one of the best things, like to me, children are truly a gift from God. And I can only speak from personal experiences because of my childhood. I was adopted into a shitty ass family, and then I found my biological family when I turned 37. Oh, we live.
Mom,
It
keep
is
going.
what it is.
Keep going.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
You can laugh forever now, Mom.
Mother, shit. So I got adopted to a shitty family, right? So I always based me having. So I got married when I was 20, had my first child when I was 21. So I'm still married. I'm married to the same man. We've been married 22 years. I got 5 kids, 2 of which are adopted. One he had before we got married. We had 2 kids together. So I've based how I raised my kids and my marriage on what I didn't have that I felt I needed as a kid. I couldn't go to my
Yes.
mama for anything, and anything that I went to my daddy for was in exchange for a sexual favor. That's the best way I can put it. They say we live and it's uncut, but I don't know the rules. So
We live in a cut.
Hey, ain't
I don't know
no
the
rules.
rules.
Ain't
So,
no rules. As long as we not spreading no hate against certain groups, we
no,
good.
it made me who I am as a person. My kids couldn't spend the night with nobody because I knew my kids was safe at home. Now I didn't mind their friends coming over because I knew I wasn't touching no kids.
Exactly.
I wasn't doing that with no. That wasn't my thing. You hear me?
That's gonna be my thing. They could come over to our house.
Yeah, because you know what you do.
I'm a safe exactly.
Pineapples. Don't touch me. I'm not touching
I
you.
don't know who be at their house. Who?
Right. But my house has always been, and to this day, a safe haven. My friends' kids can come over. That my kids don't even have to be here. You can go get you something to drink, go get you something to eat. I'm doing what I'm doing. You go do what you're doing. Because I didn't have that growing up. I grew up waking up to fear. What was going to happen? Is my mama going to go crazy? Is my daddy about to touch me? Nobody should have to live that way. And then when you become an adult, you either overcompensate or you could follow into the same pattern as to what you grew up in. And I was not about to be touching my kids' pineapples. That's gross. No. So now my son is 18. Anybody touching you? Anybody? I should be asking
and we laugh, but no, you gotta ask little boys because it's some sick motherfuckers out here. Like,
thank you.
You gotta ask them boys too, because look.
But you know, the boys' comments be like, "No, I wish somebody would be touching me." But at least the line of communication is open.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can tell my mama, so and so touched me and I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want it. No, the line of communication is open and it's not weird. It's not awkward. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't go to my mom and be like, Uncle so and so touched me today and I didn't like it. What was you doing to make him touch you? What did you have on? Pineapples, you laid my clothes out. Make it make sense. That's where, no, I didn't raise my kids the way I was raised. No. Are you raising your kids the way you was raised?
No.
No, and you don't have kids.
I don't.
So please don't.
Don't. Poor Layla ain't got no
I ain't there
kids.
yet.
She got about 12 years to go, Nadia.
Girl, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Children are expensive and time consuming. They're beautiful.
Hey,
it's worth it, but like that's some shit. That's another thing about being mentally ready for children. I don't think any of us is fully mentally ready to go through that experience physically, emotionally, spiritually. Because I don't think I am 1000% sure that men do not fully understand what we go through to birth life. And I'm just like, it's more than just the physical shit that happens to us. We change as a person. Once that baby come out, no matter which way it's coming out, you are a different person and you feel it.
Right. Completely
It's
different.
forever.
Completely.
They're there.
Completely.
Okay.
Again, in my mind, so my son graduates Saturday. He just got his license. In my mind, he's 4 years old. There's no way he's graduating high school, getting ready to go to college and driving a car. I can't wrap my mind around that, even though I know physically he looks like a grown-ass man.
Yo.
They don't prepare us for stuff like this. How old are your kids?
6 and 4.
Oh yeah, you're not prepared.
No.
Mine don't call me such and such. Mine don't kiss me out in front of my friends. Don't hold my hand. And nobody talks about how that affects you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but that bring me back to what I said earlier when it's like when I say parents want to be their kids' friends. Now, once that chat, which I knew you was gonna look at me like that. Once a child, exactly. Once a child hit a certain age, I believe that it's appropriate because like she said, that's my best friend.
Not until we
I feel
adults.
like not until you pass 18, a parent should be trying to be their
25. 25. We can be friends. 25. We can be friends. Because like seriously,
you're right, because from 18 to 25 they still trying to find themselves. We trying to figure out college. They probably still there at your house, and it's still rules that still apply. Yeah, you might not be in school, but I still gotta go to work.
So why not
or something? I get what you're saying with that too.
Break that cycle. As kids, let's speak as what would I tell my younger self? That was our first topic.
Right.
We learn at a young age what a friend is. No matter how we explain it to a toddler, friends are important. We play with our friends. We care for our friends. Those are characteristics that I want to exemplify in my children. Yes, I am your friend. You can come talk to me about anything. I don't care what it is. You got an F in class, let's talk about it.
You can be friendly, but you can't be their friend.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a line that people. You still have to have those boundaries, and you still have to be like, I am the adult.
So we have boundaries.
Okay, Nadia, this is why let me feel you. Okay, I think I get what she's saying. Okay, because we're a blended family. I'm the oldest. I'm 33. The youngest is 18. So the youngest have watched us. So we all smoke. But this is the thing. When the youngest snuck and picked it up, it helped him. His asthma disappeared basically overnight. He plays any sports he can. And he was told when he was younger, you're not going to be able to do all this. And then the asthma going to hinder him. Once it was hidden for the little bit of time, it was brought to her attention. And she was like, oh, I'm about to kill you. We going to military school. Versus how back in 1990, if he came out, that's how it was gonna be the reaction. Oh, we hit you up the boarding school tomorrow. Then we might see you when you hit 18. Then once you hit 18, we send you straight to the military. It was different. Like her reaction was different versus 1990 parents' reaction was different. Which is why she says she feels as though you should be your child's friend, but you're in a different circumstance.
Right.
Yeah.
Not all, we have a very unique family dynamic. And I'm a firm believer in never making a child. Like in my mind, Lisa is still a child. She came into my life when she was 17. In my mind, she's 17. So I never want her to feel abandoned, left out, not thought about, because I felt all those things from the age from 4 till I was fucking we can cuss.
We
uncut. It's
Forget. Until recently, because my kids are my friends. My kids are comfortable enough in their own skin to come to me and be like, Mom, you've walled enough in this with your mama long enough. It's time to say fuck it and move on. And sometimes as parents, we need to be able to see our kids' point of view. Perception.
Yes. Okay. I get what you're saying now. Cause like
so as my friend,
it's just harder when they still children, when they're still actually children. Cause I
get out of the mouth of babe.
Yeah.
Out of the mouth of babes. That's in the Bible. They're innocent. They're not trying to hurt your feelings.
I get what you're saying.
My kids are my best friends.
Yeah, because
I
you
don't
know
care
how
what
you
I
want
say.
your child to come to you about anything.
Yes,
which is what you would do with your friends. So I do get what you're saying.
Right.
You want them to come to you about anything. Oh, mama, I got high for the first time.
Right. Mom,
Last night it wasn't no good feeling, but hey, it happened. I'm sorry. Which I was just so happy. I was looking up. I was able to go to my aunt like that. I was like, hey, I told Tyree a while ago. I was like, hey, I got high. It's not it felt good, but I just wanted to tell you. But that's because I was comfortable enough, and she told me come to her about anything. Yeah, no, I didn't come to as soon as it happened, but I came to the next day like, hey, it felt good. But I wanted to come to you and tell you. I know I'm probably in trouble, but I still wanted to tell you, could come to you about anything, and I wanted you to know. So most things I was in love with Bow Wow. So anything Bow Wow she would buy, I went to all the concerts. So I went to her about everything. So I felt like if I didn't go to her about that, it was off. Which one time I didn't go to her, I was upset at her because I wanted to go to a party, and she said no because I had got in trouble in school. So I wrote in my journal. But if I didn't go to her, we had a thing, I write you a letter, which me being a teenager, I forgot. But I wrote in that journal, and I stuck it in my darn drawer and went on about my business. But later on, like 2 days later, I pulled it out. She had responded to me. I was like, this what's up. I didn't tell it was in her, but she read it. So I get the part about being your kid's friend, but still having that discipline. Because I was mad at her, and she was more than polite to respond back to all my little hated quotes in that letter. Because I think it was probably about good 2 pages. She responded back in her red pen, a good 2 pages. But it was that discipline there. Even though I was still mad at her, I respected her more for that. Because she could have been like, whatever, you sit back there in your room and look crazy and just be mad at me. She responded and gave me reasons to why this action was needed or why she did this and why I couldn't do this.
Yeah, I've heard about those journals where you can let your kid fully express themselves and they cannot get in trouble for anything that they say in there. And I'm like, that's such a good thing because like when your kids really want to, like, I remember just wanting to say some of the things that because I had some journals. Oh my God, going back and read my journals from high school. The cringe. But like, I feel like going back and reading it was therapy for me because it's like it made me realize how I thought and the way people made me feel and why I felt this way about these people and stuff like that. So like, yeah, writing. And especially giving your child that freedom to express themselves, no matter, and let them say whatever they want to say, just to get it out. That in writing, you know, and they don't have to verbally say it to you. Because I don't want my children to be scared of me. I don't want them to, and I definitely don't want them reaching out to strangers and, like you were saying earlier, just going out anywhere, getting any type of information or looking up bullshit on the internet because there's a whole lot of influencers that's leading people down the path of destruction, telling them stupid shit like your girl can't have Instagram. if she got an Instagram, she ain't faithful. Wait. Weirdos, man.
It's a lot of statistics.
It's getting wild out here.
Right. And we're raising our kids in a different generation that we were raised in.
Right. Versus because we could stay outside till the street lights come on versus now when your kids outside you at the window 50 times. Checking on them versus back then they having a whole live cookout. You over there with the kids, y'all chilling, and then y'all let this cookout all day. They call y'all when it's time to eat, you feed, you get your little snack, and y'all going back to date. They still going back to. But now you gonna go check on them chaps 1,000 times. You ain't even gonna enjoy the cookout.
Now I never do. I'm always on my feet.
But that's because of the day and age we in. Because back in the day, the parents still be at the house and y'all up there at the bus stop. It's pitch dark. Ain't nobody worried. You get on the bus, you go to school. Ain't nobody worried about you. You better text me when you call me, even if I'm asleep. I need a missed call from you or something. But that's our generation now, because my nerves be shot.
I guess it's because like the whole presence of human trafficking and like how that's just like it's such a scary thing, and it's like, bruh, like I mean, I know that was like going on back in the day, but like how much is grown now because of social media and
That part. I don't think it's grown. I think it's more out there because of social media. Everybody has a phone in their hand. Because when I was growing up, even though my mama would put us outside at the butt crack of dawn and we didn't come home till the street lights came on, like you couldn't come home to eat, use the bathroom, nothing. You outside. But she could holler out the door and we would just holler back. You can't do that now because people are, I don't even think it's so much as, oh, I'm a snatch a kid. It's more of the fame. I'm going to make the internet. Let me see what I can get by with. For me, that's what it is. People have taken the whole internet and being famous live, whatever you call it, Facebook live fame, whatever you call it. That few minutes of fame, whether it be I'm going to jail, I'm going to get killed, whatever, to just,
Crazy.
For what? Like sex trafficking was a thing when I was growing up, but nothing compared to what it is now. Nothing compared to what it is
now. You got people saying that they somebody else and like, or I work for the modeling industry and come take some pictures and just crazy shit that they be in these girls' inboxes.
Yep.
But that used to be how models, get their job, get their career, how they build their portfolio. Now they don't even know how they supposed to get a career. They can't trust nobody.
Strange things for change. That's where that expression came from. Do some strange things for some change. That's where it came from. Now it's no. You put me on the internet selling my tapes and my pictures and no.
Feet finder.
Right. I'm good.
People knocking on your door, you don't even know what's going on.
Hence again, while it pays to teach your kids that it's us against the world. Yes. Because you never know. You're never prepared for anything that happens. So the only thing that you can do is to teach and instill in our children, our cousins, our sisters, our brothers, that we all we got.
Yes.
We all we got. Because all we know, our neighbor next door, Billy Bob, is planting to blow us up because we look a different way or we eat different things or we, you know what I'm saying? Because people are freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because real in today and age. Go right ahead. She shall return.
Speaking of crazy, have you been watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing?
Yes. I mean, like, I've been watching like other people break it down and like watching the clips and stuff, and it's just like,
yeah, it's insane. Yeah. Like she admits so much, and it's ridiculous. Honestly, and poor Johnny. Like, I just wish he didn't even have to go through this. Like, bless him.
I mean,
he's cute. Can we just say that? Because he's my man crush. He's Pirates of the Caribbean, boy. I wanted to. Oh, I think he is cute.
Oh goodness.
I think it's sad because it's 2022, so you wouldn't expect that out of a woman to be up there lying like that. I definitely don't. Which,
I mean, I don't know. I feel like history kind of repeats itself. I mean, there are plenty of women who've gone up there and lied about a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, especially like in history, like, who was it? The little boy that was killed because they said that he like winked or whistled at a white woman, and like she admittedly years later said that like it didn't. She's
still alive. They can go arrest her.
Yeah, she's still alive.
They can go arrest her any day. She didn't admit it. Go get her for perjury, but no, they not about to.
Brief intermission while she's in the restroom. Do you feel as though Megan Thee Stallion is lying?
I played the fifth with.
Wait, about
no. I've been waiting on you for this one. Cause you know they.
Okay.
It's not.
Man, I got a theory. I
need your theory then. Let me get it, cause I feel like she's lying, but I felt like she was lying from the beginning.
I feel like
But I feel like it's more to the story than is being perceived.
It is. It's way more to the story, and they were way more entangled in this bullshit, and they was all fucking. I don't care what nobody say. It was for this to escalate to this. Somebody had to be fucking. I don't care what nobody say. For it to get to this far, y'all was having sex.
But she said on Gayle King they were not.
Lies. The way she that pause, bruh, shut up. I'd say she lied about that.
I don't care. I love her music. Her music makes me feel like a bad bitch. That's what I listen to on the way to work in the morning. Like, I have to get ready to go answer phones all day. I gotta listen to her.
And I don't even know who she is.
Yeah.
I hope it don't, like, I want a career for her. I want her career to continue. I want her to evolve because I'm tired of hearing the same type of song. But like, as far as like the way this case play out, because I can't say whether or not she fool. I just know what they saying is not the full story, and her talking to Gayle did not help her story. That did not help her at all.
Are we
Exactly. Yeah, we coming back there.
this.
We coming back there. But while you was in there, I figured we would just, throw Megan in there because I want to hear how Nadia felt, because I feel like she lying. And I mean, I felt like from the beginning she was lying, because first off, you didn't say it was Tory Lanez because I know how they do black men. Then it
was the middle of 2020, and they was like, we was just fresh off George Floyd shit. So I don't blame her for not saying shit, but like the way that she kept just letting the story go different ways, it was like, you not making a good case for yourself. Exactly. If this is how it happened, you're inconsistent in your story, ma'am, and you don't sound like you're telling the truth. That's all I'm saying about that. Because I mean, and then they like, so, and then she keeps saying she got shot in the foot, but technically she didn't get shot in the foot. She has glass and bullet fragments. So she did have bullet fragments, but she did not have, like, there's no way she got shot straight in the foot, period. Because you have too many bones and tendons. I know the anatomy of a foot, and bitch, you would not be able to be walking in heels 2 weeks later at the club. So no, ma'am, you got your feet got shot at. But you did, and again, I know people that's being shot. I know someone that still has a bullet lodged in their back because they got shot in the stomach, and the bullet it's too close to their spine, and no doctor will touch it. So I know somebody that's just straight up walking around with a bullet in there. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, honey, no.
Her perception is she got shot. She got glass in her foot because a gunshot went off. So in her mind, she got shot in the foot.
Okay, but supposedly the glass came from her kicking out an SUV window.
Because the gunshot went off.
Because the gunshot went off.
Because she was in the car tripping. You know what?
They was drunk too. All of them was drunk.
They was drunk in the car tripping, and she was trying to get out and was kicking the glass, and that's how it shattered, and that's how the glass got in her foot. Now, the part about her bullet fragments in her feet, I feel like he probably was shooting around on the ground, telling her, "Damn, bitch."
I hate the laugh. Wow. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm not laughing today, I promise. Okay, I don't feel like he was shooting at her. I feel like probably the security might have shot one round. Like, all right, y'all, get it together. And that might be what happened or something.
I just
something
her talking to Gayle didn't help her story. She should have shut up and left it at the court, because that was
she should have, because she didn't make it look no better talking to Gayle. I'm gonna tell the truth. I was still giving her a little hope, but when she talked to Gayle, she's lying.
No, it was over. Go look it up.
You know, I'm gonna have to go watch
it. Was over. Go watch it. You can be like, yeah, she lying.
He like,
oh, don't make me feel so
not a tear.
Not a tear. I don't know if I should watch it now.
She dropped not a tear. I'm just like, almost.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just say this is my first podcast and I really, really like this. This is like the coolest thing I've ever done in a while. I like it.
Hey, she wasn't as bad as Amber Heard. My dog stepped on the
bee. Amber and that fake crying.
No,
or she'll stop, and then when the camera looks at her, she notices it.
It's the
It's the
snorting of the
face.
cocaine in the nose for me.
Oh God.
That's my favorite. I
that
watch
that
that every day.
Yeah.
allegedly,
What? I watch
allegedly,
it every day.
allegedly,
Every day.
allegedly.
She can get by with this in court. I can get by with anything in my mind.
Did y'all see her where people are saying that they think that her water bottle has alcohol in it?
Yes.
So she threw the bottle out and one of the security guards went and picked it up out the trash.
Yeah, they'll run a sample on that.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Yeah.
I heard it,
Damn.
but I didn't know he picked it up for real.
Yeah, he went back
Damn.
behind her and got it out the trash.
Well, Johnny Depp's my favorite because I watch all his movies. Like Secret Window is one of my favorite, even though a lot of people don't like that movie. That's one of my favorites.
I mean, I don't even think it matters about his movies.
Now, do you don't like
it's
that
just
movie?
Look, I see why people like it, because the first time I watched it, I enjoyed it, but then like somebody ruined it for me, and I was just like, I enjoyed it the first time I watched it. So
I guess okay. My thing is, I guess because every time I watch it, I get that first time experience because I'm still confused as to when he went crazy and decided here is Shooter, because he was still normal when the movie first come on. Then Shooter comes up like 2 days later, so that's why I'm confused. When did you create him?
maybe that's somebody he always created.
He
Somebody that was always
created
part of
him where he put.
He put the hat. Yeah, the hat.
Yeah, he put them together. But my whole thing is, after you caught your wife cheating at night, he been itching to come out, and then finally one day out of nowhere, you was like, "It's over. Here he comes.
The camel's back.
Here goes Shooter back." So that's why I still get the first time experience, because I'm confused still as to when did Shooter get created. I get the whole hat thing, but when did he come up? He wasn't there the whole time after you put that hat on. So that I'm still confused. So that's why that's still my favorite movie. So long as I stay confused, I'll be all right.
My overthinker.
Okay. One of our last subjects is, how do you feel about African American skincare? Do you feel like it's talked about enough?
I feel like it's starting to have a good surgence, like the whole natural hair movement. I just realized I've been natural for 10 years now. Like,
okay, after the deal.
I'm like, damn, it's been that long. But and then I was watching this girl. She was talking on Instagram, and she's a teacher, and she was talking to her students, and she said something about a relaxer, and they were like, "What's that?" And I'm like, dang, we at the point where little girls ain't even getting relaxers no more. Like, natural hair, like going back to natural was truly a movement for Black people. So now that like skincare is on the rise, I feel like, yeah, we need to tap into that market as Black people to service us, because like melanated skin is different from unmelanated skin. So like, I mean, maybe we need different products. I know I shea butter myself down every night. So like,
watch me mess this word up. This is our future aesthetics.
Esthetician.
Esthetician.
I'm innocent.
I was close.
Yeah.
So, but she was in school. She said they don't touch on African American skin enough. So she was curious.
Mainly learn like what your scale would be on a Fitzpatrick scale, which is what you would grade your skin type by or your skin color by. And the only other main thing that we learned about other skin was like melanocytes, which is basically what makes our melanin. We all have the same amount, but I have less active melanocytes than they would or than you would. So basically, like when I get sun, then those melanocytes are activating and they're giving me that color. And we didn't really learn much more than that. So like, I've always been more like, I want to be able to do services on them. I want them to be able to come to me and be like, hey, what can I use on my skin type? Or what can I use for this? Because I feel like a lot of questions that like Black women have are, I don't think that's safe for my skin, or I don't think I can do that because I am Black. And it's like, no, if you go to the right person who knows about your skin, you'll be able to be fine. Like chemical peels, you guys just have to be careful because you can't attack that top layer of skin. You have to go deeper than that so you don't get hypopigmentation or hyperpigmentation and get those marks and stuff like that. You have to go deeper. And it's just honestly knowledge. Like as long as you like were to able to look it up and be able to like sit down and take the time to understand, there would be so much more of it. And I just wish that we were taught more in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like there has to be more people in the industry that cares about it for anything to get done. Because, like, well, first of all, you know, once people start caring about it and they start realizing Black people are putting money into it, that's when it's gonna take off to the mainstream because they're gonna want their pockets lined with this Black money. Because you know they always do that. but one thing we will spend money on. But that's one thing I never even thought about because I mean I know people that that are estheticians and stuff like that, and I didn't realize that they don't talk about that because like like that's something that needs to be you know, needs some focus on. But I mean I guess with the time since now people are caring, like because like 20 years ago when you were younger, did you have like a skincare routine? Because I just remember like the proactive like just soap and water, like
a whitewash cloth and some hot water. That's what we wash our face with.
But yeah,
2 weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, when you was like, you're not supposed to wash your face in the shower because the water's too hot. Yeah. So every time I'm in the shower, I'm like, nope, don't wash your face. Wash your face when you get out the shower. Yeah. But there's little things that, you know, we don't know. And then when it's introduced to you, you're like, I wasn't raised that way. But you know me, I'm gonna try anything. And I've actually noticed a difference in my skin. Yeah. Like, I don't really have per se breakouts, but I noticed my pores. I noticed my pores because the only thing I was washing my face was hot water with a white rag. Never anything to pull, you know, because I wasn't taught that. And that's sort of crazy to say because I'm 43 years old and you don't know how to wash your face. I was never taught. You know?
If you never taught the right way to do stuff, you gonna do it the way you think it's supposed to be done. Right. That's why COVID spread so quickly because people weren't taught how to wash their hands properly.
I just feel like I've always heard so many different things. Like, oh, I don't have to wear sunscreen. Yes, you do. Like, skin cancer does not discriminate. Wear your sunscreen. Or like, in the simple things like, oh, I don't have to, I'm gonna age better. Okay, but it's preventative. It's so that when you do, like, yeah, black don't crack unless you smoke it, but like, you know, you are gonna eventually hit like 70 years old and you may still look like you're 30, but one day it's gonna hit you and you don't want it to just randomly hit you. You got to do preventative maintenance, and I feel like Black women aren't taught that because they're always been told, you know, you're going to age better than white women, or like certain things are more targeted to white women. So you don't feel like, oh yeah, I can use that like for my skin type. You're very hesitant towards it. And I feel like you should have more knowledge about it. You know what I mean? There should be enough people or enough estheticians to be able to be like, oh no, like you need this or you need that. You know what I mean?
That's also like a lot of people don't know that they need to take care of their tattooed skin. Like I realize, like the more tattoos I get, I realize that like they get sunburned and they hurt. Like if you out in direct sunlight, they start to burn and hurt. And I'm just like, geez. So like you really need to wear more sunscreen the more tattoos you have because it's like it seems like damaged skin. Yeah, and it's more prone to getting like some type of sun damage. Yeah, because if you feel like you're starting to look dull, you can exfoliate. Like exfoliation actually really helps tattoos because it's in like the deeper layer of the skin, so you're sludging off that top layer, so it shows a little better.
Oh, Nevaeh, you learned something. Nevaeh ain't your name, is it? No. Boy, I've been over here like Nevaeh. Something. I'm gonna get it right before this over. I'm gonna get it right, and I don't mean no harm.
Hey, I've been called worse, so.
Oh God. If you get confused, her name's on the screen right there. Oh, where? Yeah, right there in pink. Where she is.
See, right just I need glasses too. I see it now. I don't mean no harm.
Oh my God. Okay, Nadia, did you have any? That's all of mine.
Oh. I was gonna touch back on something that we were talking about earlier, about how we're raising our children differently. I'm sorry. um, I know one thing that happened to me when I was younger, that I feel like it was unintentional, but like still it something that affected me for a long time in my life is like automatically from the day I was born, and I know this from the day I was actually born, I was introduced to colorism. Just like from the, because I when I was born, you know how most children like they're born lighter and they eventually get darker. I was born dark already, so like when my family looked at me, it's like, oh, look at my little chocolate drop. So I'm automatically, oh, you so pretty for a dark skinned girl and all this bullshit colorism. Like from the day I was born, and it's like it's just sad because it's like I struggled with that for such a long time, and I feel like I accepted less in relationships because I felt like, oh, I'm just pretty for a dark skinned girl, so like like I'm pretty enough for him to date. You know what I mean? And it's like that's sad that I carried that shit because somebody told me that shit, not because I thought of this myself. And like, damn, from birth.
You
And it's
manifested that.
yeah, and it's in, but like that's something I never look at my daughter and I say anything about her skin tone because it don't fucking matter. Like you a
Her
black
skin
girl and that's
tone,
it.
her weight, anything.
None of that.
Those are
And
complexes.
I feel like the fact that these are these things are put on women so early, and I mean, not saying that men don't have to deal with colorism because like go look at the whole light skin nigga threads, like that is a whole thing. So, but like, but like for women, like it's always like the darker you are, nobody wants the dark skinned girl. No, like it's just it's how has colorism affected y'all?
Oh,
Or has it? Or how have you seen it affect people close to you?
so I have two boys, right? So you see, Lisa, my daughter Shakila is like a shade darker than you. My boys and my middle daughter are my color. So in my mind, we've just always been this beautiful rainbow. It's never been, oh, you're like dark, or like I joke with my husband all the time, you black as shit. Because he is dark, but in his mind, he's light skinned. He ain't. But but I always, it never really mattered as long as my kids were loved. I didn't care if, because you see, again, my son is light skinned, she's white. Lisa's husband is dark skinned. It never mattered because love truly sees no color. And so, in my eyes, until you've really been, and I don't even like the word discriminated against, until you've been subjected to someone saying something about your skin tone, your weight, your hair, you can never really grasp what inner beauty is. Because, truth be told, at some point in our life, all this is going to go away. We're going to be nothing but wrinkles, skin, and bones. So if my heart does not reflect who I am as a person, nothing else matters. So if you raise your kids, or we're raised in being comfortable in who we are, whether we're 90 pounds, 100 pounds, black as coal, albino, you know what I'm saying? We'll never really grasp who we are as people. Because at the end of the day, we all put our pants on the same way. We all bleed the same color. We're no different. We're no different. The sun just kissed you differently than it kissed me. That's my, you know what I'm saying? That's my outlook on it. And I try to teach them the same thing. I don't care your friend is purple. We got a purple friend. We don't treat our purple friend any different. My son is born he was missing 3 fingers. He's not treated any different than the rest of them with 10 fingers. you're expected to do the same thing that they can do because you don't know any better. You don't know the difference. That's my outlook on it. But Lisa got kids.
I mean, well, I keep trying to tell them that I'm light skinned and they keep telling me I'm not. So
It ain't.
they think
That makes me white and Layla transparent. You just think that Layla then.
Yeah, my daddy must be a glass man.
we don't necessarily see color, but me and my sister grew up, similar to you. We thick girls, but in our family we fat asses.
Big booty Judy.
I hate
that,
man.
It don't bother us, but I mean that's just how our family is. That's how we were raised. That's how people take offense to it. Like if you go around our family and you with us and somebody, they're gonna have my fat ass cousin, you be like, what she just called you, girl?
Exactly. Is that red fight your family? Like
it don't bother us, so it don't affect us because that's how we were raised, or we used to it. But in 2022, no, that growing up like that is definitely not okay. Which it didn't affect us because we was born with this blended family as well, so it didn't necessarily affect us like that. It did in a way, but not too bad. Like you can call me a fat ass, but that's not gonna affect me because my cousin do that. You gotta come up with a better punchline.
Fat ass
Right, you gotta come up with a better punchline than that. So it affected us. I guess you could say it helped us grow a little bit. It gave us more self-esteem, tougher skin. How about you, Layla?
I feel like I've definitely been raised to be like y'all were saying earlier, how y'all perceive things on TV and stuff like that. White people are supposed to act a certain way. So growing up, I've been told no, you dress this way, you dress that way. And I would make friends in school and want to dress the way that they do or want to do their hair the way that they do. And I was thankful enough to have my mom be like, okay, your friend had box braids in. Okay, well, we can't do that, but we can corner your hair back. We can do that for you.
Don't you put no box braids.
Yeah, my mom was like,
and
we
it
can't
ain't even
do that, but we can corner it for you for a day. If that works for you.
Okay, she was compromising.
Yeah,
you have a cool mom.
Yeah. Yeah, she just I was thankful enough for my mom to always teach me you never know who's an angel, so treat everyone right. So I feel like I was very blessed to be able to be taught not to discriminate. And now there's also my brother who that little boy thinks he's a little thug. He's out there he's slaying his stuff. He got the neck tats, the arm tat. He don't talk like what a white person should talk like. And then there's two different ways you could take that. I took it as okay, love everybody, and my brother's I'm gonna be who I want to be. I was grateful enough to definitely get a different experience than that, because we may not have had the backlash that you guys have had about, oh, that's not what you should do, it's not white enough, or it's not whitewashed enough, because I feel like everything growing up, especially TV and anything you see on the media, is always whitewashed, because that's how it's been for centuries until here recently, other people have gotten a voice, And I do feel sometimes I can go out and I can be talking to some friends or to some people and be okay, I don't think that's right. And them still have that idealization that they were taught as children that, okay, I can say this because my grandpa said it. Or I can say this because my one friend said that it was okay. And now I think it's okay to say it around other people. And I feel like it's just also the way you were raised and taught and who you were brought around. That's my way of thinking.
Got you.
I like how you said raised and taught, because nobody is born that way. Mm-hmm. Nobody comes up with this shit on their own. Mm-hmm. That brings me to the whole thing that happened in Buffalo, New York. It's they're trying to blame the pandemic. Oh, he found this stuff on the internet and it took him 2 years to be indoctrinated and then decide to do what he gonna do.
Yeah.
It's they keep trying to make excuses, and it's there's no excuse for this.
Mm-hmm.
Right. and yes, he's young and impressionable, and he got caught up in the wrong shit and believing in the wrong shit. But he still has to take accountability for his actions because he dead ass wrong for him. Period. And I just don't make excuses. We see he know that he did wrong, or maybe he don't think that he did wrong. But either way it goes, it's just like we not making excuses for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Hate is hate, you know.
Right.
But whether or not it was taught, or because I mean he learned that shit for himself. But he chose to accept it. He chose to accept it. You know.
Yeah.
All teachings ain't good.
No, they're not.
That part.
Oh my goodness, you have a kitty. Oh.
He ain't about to stay up here long. He don't.
Oh.
He like, I say, hey, and that's it. Emerald.
Oh, cute.
Emerald Point. Not me gonna be calling. What how's Point doing? Yo, you'll never forget this night, okay? You're like, Keisha, who them crazy people again? I've loved this. Like, well, I really like
You're
this.
fun.
I really have. Like, just to hear different people's backgrounds and how you can come together and collaborate. And, like, I've learned something. Like, I hope we all have. Like, at the end of the day, we are all trying to accomplish the same thing in life. To make it to another day. Right. So, and just to hear like how other people do it, and I don't know, it's refreshing. It's refreshing. Like we all go through the same struggles, whether we talk about it or not, and it's just easier to talk about it and to know that, oh, I'm not alone. Like when you said you went to therapy, I was like, I like her. I don't know any, and I really have a lot of friends, but because I don't deal with people, but I don't really know a lot of people who go to therapy and are like will say, yeah, I go to therapy. They're embarrassed.
I struggle with too much depression. I was like, my thoughts be going to places where they don't need to go, and I'm just like, I can't allow myself to fester in these thoughts. I was like, I need therapy. I was like, because I feel crazy. And it's not like I said, crazy people, it's not about being crazy or feeling crazy. It's just like, I know where my thoughts can be taken and I don't want to go there. So let me get some help. Let me help. And it's like, I think I spent a year in therapy, but they kind of like discharged me because they was like, you really don't need this anymore. Because I wasn't reluctant to talk about anything. I was just in there talking, and they couldn't.
You just needed to talk to someone else.
Yeah, just really needed to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? So I accomplished what they needed me to accomplish, and I felt better afterwards. And it's still.
So you can graduate from therapy?
No, it's all. No,
I'm still in kindergarten, obviously.
Some people, everyone heals at a different rate. Like you can't, and then also what you're healing from, because you can't heal from a paper cut don't heal as fast as a gunshot wound.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was saying
I'm dealing with brain cancer.
See, that's gonna take more than a year to stuff. That's why I be trying to tell people, it's like, what are you trying to heal? Because you can't think that just, I'd be like, yeah, I took a year, but I was dealing with depression and thoughts and me feeling unmotivated and just things like that. And therapy wasn't the only thing that helped me. I also did yoga. I also meditated. I did some destructive things, and that's when I realized that shit wasn't helping. You know what I mean? I identified all my destructive behaviors, and I was like, this is the shit that need to go. And that's what that's how I ended up. That's why they stopped. They was like, okay, you can see us once a month or not at all, because you good. Because once you get to that point, it's just.
Once you can,
wasn't no more they can do for me. But I got shit that I'm still healing from. It's not like It's not like, oh, I'm done with therapy, I'm good, and I'm good for the rest of my life. No, shit still come up. It's just that
She done switched me.
it's just that I have a healthier way of dealing with
Oh
stuff.
my God.
You know.
She done switched me. I went from dealing with depression and anxiety to childhood trauma. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And that's what going to therapy is about, is finding out more about yourself. And because it was things that I didn't know that I needed to heal from. It was things that I didn't know that I had an issue with, or that I just needed to simply set boundaries to. Because I've allowed too many people access to me that didn't deserve to have access to me.
Right.
And I was like, I won't do that shit again.
It's
I
the
won't waste my
boundaries.
time again.
That's my struggle. Setting boundaries with people who in my mind, should have common sense to know that we don't need boundaries. You know your relationship, you know your place, but obviously they don't. So I struggle with how do you even set up boundary with somebody? How do you do that? I don't know. That's, to me, that's potty training somebody who's an adult. You should know. That's what I'm stuck with. I don't know. I think everybody's supposed to have common sense.
I wish it would make things much simpler, especially communication, but no. But that's also perception, because people hear things the way they want to hear it, and they see things the way they want to see it. And then also that has to do with how healed the person is. Because if a person is perceiving things through all the hurt that they've been through, they definitely not getting the message. They definitely not seeing it. You know? And sometimes you just have to let people out of your life for that point of time while they're healing. Because some people need to heal, and then maybe they can come back to your life. But like, I'm not accepting unhealed people. I don't have the energy to help people heal that's not trying to help themselves. Like, I will do some yoga and meditation with you. I will be your workout buddy or shit like that. But other than that, like, I don't have the mental capacity to help you. And you have to be honest with people like that. Cause I had this one friend, like, I was trying to help her, but like I had to set a boundary because she just showed up at my house and was crying, and I'm just like, I wish you would have called first so I could mentally prepare myself. Yeah, and it's like, I understand you hurt, but like, I need to mentally prepare, because I'm an empath. Like, I gotta mentally prepare to deal with your emotions.
That's
you don't know what I done went through all day. I mean, you want to. Yeah, you want to come in here
and watch you knock on my door and be like, you ain't I'm not ready. I'm not mentally or physically prepared for whatever you about to hand me.
Exactly.
Text me and say we need to talk so I can go around and be ready.
Go get a drink. Go smoke something.
I work at a psychiatry office, so I work front desk, so I'm getting all those phone calls. It's a med management place, so we mainly get calls about like people's medication and stuff, but I'll get those people that call and they're like, they want to tell me their whole life story while I'm looking up what medication they need refilled, and I'm like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's so awesome. Like, okay, let me get this med in for you. Like, let's go. Keep it moving.
Oh, right. There's so many lost people out here that just, and people, it's so many people walking around wanting to connect with other people, but they're unhealed. And I'm just like, and it's not about having everything together all the time. It's just like, you can't be bringing your hurt to hurt other people, because like, you got to figure yourself out. And a lot of people, some people are scared to face themselves. That's why a lot of people won't go to therapy either. They don't want to face them demons. They don't want to face their shadow side.
What part you played in it? What part you played in it?
Exactly. Because that's like analyzing relationships. Like when you have gotten out of them, and a lot of people they're scared what part they played.
Because hurt people hurt people.
They sure do. They sure do.
Okay, Nadia, that was my last one. You got any over there?
I think we're good. We've been on here for about 2 hours. I mean, I can keep talking all night. You know, when we do Uncut on Fridays, we be on here for like 3.5 hours.
I know. Oh, y'all meet on Fridays too.
Nadia, don't pay enough.
Like this is NA or AA. Y'all meet on Friday. Can I come?
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm free on Fridays.
On Fridays, it be me and a bunch of dudes.
Okay.
And sometimes pretty girl.
Pretty girl love trap.
Yeah.
I can do my research Sunday through Thursday.
I did have a topic. The state of female. Well, I don't want to say female. The state of women in rap, women in hip hop. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like
you already know I'm a barb.
Yeah.
Check me out, Nadia. Check me out.
Okay.
I actually feel like it's in a good space. Now I ain't gonna say all the female rappers is good, but with the state of female rappers, it's in a good space in now versus earlier ages, if that earlier times,
Like
if that makes any sense.
I get what you're saying. Cause
before, not necessarily before Nicki, but I'm gonna say 5 years after Nicki to now state.
Yeah. Because I feel like in the 90s there was a variety of women rapping, but like it really took out like the early 2000s. It was like what 4, 5? Yeah, with like Eve, Trina,
Lil' Kim,
Missy.
Blige.
But they also people that came from the 90s and continued
from the 90s, right?
I'm talking about like people that like started in the early 2000s, like became famous in the early 2000s. Like it was just mainly. I mean, you had Shauna and Remy for a little bit, but then like it I feel like that was a time where the I don't want to say it was struggling, but it was just like it was like there was nobody being put
unity
forward. Yeah. It was no unity. And then like when Nicki came out, she shut it down for like 10 years. It was just her. It was just her. And it was like, where is the other people? Like I just feel like.
Do you feel like when I guess the other females came out, Nicki bullied, or as they say, Nicki was bullying people, or the bad guy she didn't want to share? Do you feel as though that was true? And if so, do you feel as though you get why she was that way?
Rap is a competition. If you're not ready to compete, then what the fuck are you here for?
Okay.
Ready to compete.
She was ready to compete, and she wasn't ready to be. She wasn't letting nobody take her spot. She was not letting up off the game. She worked too hard to get where she was at, and she wasn't letting up. Now, do I feel like she bullied anybody? No, I feel like she had to assert herself. And if she did not assert herself, people were going to treat her like they treated everybody else. But because look at the people we named. Eve got bars. Shauna got bars. Remy got bars. They hard hitting rapping women, but they don't have the longevity of the career,
right?
Because I mean, Eve decided to do other stuff. Remy went to jail, and then Shauna didn't get the push that she deserved.
Right?
Like I don't know why she didn't. Cause she could have been like a big superstar, but they didn't. No, they wasn't pushing her like they should have.
Right. True.
I mean, Trina held on for as long as she possibly could. She
did. I mean, she's still relevant today. Not as relevant as she was when she first came out. She was still Trina. But I feel like, she did what she was supposed to do. She held the spot as long as she could with, I guess, the type of music she was putting out. Or her type of music.
That's what I want somebody to hit on.
Oh, the content, the lyrical. We can get to that. We can get to the lyrical content.
So again, I'm way older than y'all. When I was coming up,
no, you fine.
What was understood did not have to be explained. Now in lyrics and songs, and I don't have to second guess. I can just be like, oh, they want to give some head. Oh, they suck a nut out somebody's ass. You know what I mean? There's nothing left to the imagination as far from down to the lyrics to the graphics and the videos. You ain't got no clothes on. You leave nothing for me to imagine. So everything is free game.
But men have been doing it for years.
That's what I'm saying.
Men have been doing it for years and putting those same women in those videos. They're just up front now. They're doing what the men were doing, but maybe even a little bit better.
Eating booty like groceries. A man singing.
You know what I'm talking about? The way it's supposed to be. Gotta eat the booty like groceries.
Yeah. Okay, and then Genuine song, In Those Jeans.
The thong song.
Like, you leave nothing to the imagination. But if I go back to In Vogue, what was their song? Giving him something he can feel. I'm gonna have to listen to the lyrics and know, trying to get it on. You feel me? She gonna ride the dick tonight. No,
I mean, but y'all had people like Adina Howard talking about some put it in your mouth.
Yeah, and we all okay. Which brings me to this question. Okay, I'm, like I just stated, I'm 33. Okay, what is this song? Nothing in life is free. Now, when that song came out, we sung that song like it was going out of style.
I did not know what you was talking about.
Up until 2-3 weeks ago, realized what they were like. I listened to it, sung it the whole way through, but I just recently realized what they were fully talking about as a 33-year-old.
Nothing is free.
Like we sung that song to death. Nothing in life is free. You feel me? But
I'm married 22 years. Nothing is free, baby. Leave the money on the nightstand.
I didn't realize till now, which bring me to back then we listened to that, we sung that. Me, ain't no way I'm about to listen to Walk with My Chaps, and they better not even know what that is. They better not know what it sound like, but brings me to the fact that, like I said, Nothing in Life was our jam.
I mean, there were also more songs on that CD because
what's that song that's on New Jack City? Ooh, I wanna say you.
Okay. they was flirting with it.
It's basically the same thing.
Hey, there's nothing new under the sun. Everybody been
talking what she was doing. Like, now she spoke like a man.
This is my point. I could listen to music in the house with my parents growing up and have to sit and figure out what they were talking about. Now you can't turn no music on to clean unless you listen to songs that came out, back in 1940. Without your kids, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so-and-so getting their ass beat. Oh, so-and-so doing Molly acting crazy. So-and-so getting their back dug out. It's too much. It's too much for me. I don't want to be explaining to those 6-year-old oh my gosh, what was it? I'll never forget this as long as I live. I can make it juicy for you. Lil Wayne's got a song.
Lollipop.
Lick
you like a lollipop.
Yes, the one that tonight. Yeah, he's got something talking about raining on your head like a rainstorm.
Oh, that's the song with Kelly Rowland.
I don't want to have to explain what that means without lying to you. You feel me? Because we're friends. Friends don't lie to each other. I don't want to have to explain to you what that means. You 8 years old.
Yo. I do not listen to edited music, and I watch my children listen to my music. So my daughter knows the lyrics, but my son just listening to the beats. So I'm listening to Schoolboy Q, and it was the song Chopsticks, and my daughter started singing it, but she has no idea. She thinking they talking about actual chopsticks, and like, no, baby. She didn't ask no questions, so she just like chopsticks. I'm like, yeah, chopsticks.
Yeah.
I know. Once I heard her starting to repeat lyrics, I was like, now I gotta change what I listen to.
Yeah.
So now, as much as when I'm in the car with them, I listen to their little kid music and stuff like that. But like other times I'll be like, look, we listening to my music today. I don't care. I mean, yeah, my kids don't know no WAP. They not no. We not. I just I my music when I was younger, my mama didn't censor what I had to. My mama, like my brother, took me to. My brother's like 7 years older than me. He took me to the music store. He bought me Little Kim CD, Notorious K.I.M., the pink one. I knew and I used to listen to it in the house. My mom knew what look like. My mom knew the lyrics and was hearing us repeat these lyrics. Like one of her songs, she's like, "If I was a dude, I tell you, suck my dick." I'm saying this shit with my chest as an 11-year-old, and my mom just like she ain't say nothing, but like I get it because
like that.
my mama used to let me listen to Eminem, and he was talking about doing drugs and stuff. So like, I guess because my mom knew that we saw it as entertainment, and we do like to us it was just music.
How you perceive it, perception.
Again, perception.
We was singing. We wasn't like I just said. I just realized what the song was saying. I just actually listened to what I was singing all those years. Now. When we was younger, we was just singing. We liked the singing.
That's like when I found out about the next song, Too Close. I did not realize that. First of all, I realized I was saying the lyrics wrong all my life, and then I was like, "Oh wait, they just talking about getting hard." Like when I found this shit out, I was like, "I was 10 years old singing this song." So like, I mean, I feel like we're not ever gonna get away from sexually explicit lyrics, but I feel like women get it the worst. Like they always want to point the finger, women this, women. I'm like, dudes been telling us to suck their dick and shit, like calling us bitches and hoes, and you know. But when we want to talk about eat my pussy, eat my ass, like they,
it's taboo.
Y'all can't talk like that, and it's like why? Right. But I do feel like we do need some diversity because as much as I like the ratchet content and the sexually explicit lyrics, I want something else. I want something else.
Something you can listen to at work
I want
and not be pulled to the side.
Yeah. Like you realize you're at work and we can't listen to this, right?
Yeah, when they play it on the radio, you can actually hear the song.
So I remember Alicia Keys or something.
Yeah.
But I do like the variety we have to listen to now because there are so many different most women rappers do talk about sexually explicit things, but like you don't have to hear it from the same person all the time. What I do like about this day and age is like I can go pick up a Lotto, I can go listen to Lotto, I can go listen to somebody else, I can, you know, like there's so many different women out here giving us different types of music that you have a choice. It's not like if you don't like Nicki, what you listening to? You know what I mean? Because like that's what it was. That's what it was for years.
You gotta go.
Get her Cardi B.
She gotta go.
Because she can't fuck with me if you wanted to.
She is herself.
These expensive red bottles. Yeah. That's my bitch right there. I love some Cardi B.
She's unapologetically
You
herself.
feel me?
Yeah, her and Doja Cat. I love Doja Cat.
And Doja Cat brought something different. I was so happy to like see her get the mainstream fame because I was like, she's so creative. Because I was listening to her back when she was doing the silly song "Move."
Yeah.
That was my introduction to Doja Cat, and then I was like, oh shit, she actually make good music though, because like she just goofy, you know.
Yeah.
I had to stop unfollowing her after some crazy shit. I was just like, you know what? But I mean, I still listen to her music. It's just like, you know.
That should be our next topic.
Oh my God.
They don't see us working. They don't see us, Nadia. They see us, but they don't see us. They know we in their presence.
But yeah, I feel like people just still had this 1950s, 1960s perception of women. Like women should be doing this. The world was good when women was doing this, and it's like, can we not just be free? Like, can we not
Actually,
just be
Nadia,
free?
I have to disagree. I feel like the world gives women a little bit too much responsibility, put a little bit too much on women these days.
No, that's what I mean. Like, they want.
Back then they didn't want us to do nothing. Now they want us to do it all. Like,
oh yeah, they want us to go to work.
We have 12 jobs if we wanted them.
Yeah, they want us to go to work and act like a stay-at-home mom all at the same time. You gotta cook. Yeah, you gotta cook, clean, take care of the kids, keep yourself looking good, work out,
and still have sex.
You gotta be what? The chef. You want me to be a masseuse too? You want me to man? It's so much. Like, yes, the pressure to be a woman, and then the fact that like you're not safe in anybody. Cause like you got people like Lizzo getting body shamed, but then you got people like Coi Leray getting body shamed, and it's like, well, what?
And that's two different bodies. So what do you want?
What? And then you got Meg Thee Stallion getting body shamed. Oh, she tall. That's a man. That is. They been saying Sierra was a man for years too. That's
cool. Like, that was one of my topics, but I was just like, I was like, do you feel like it's harder to be a woman in 2022 than it was in 1999? And that's a parent and that's a mother as well, because of the high demands. It's a lot for a woman now. Back then they had help and all kind of stuff. Now you on your own, player.
Yeah, the whole community. Like, I remember being under 10 years old, just walking around my neighborhood freely, riding my bike, just freely. But my neighbors knew me. They knew who my mom was. They knew what house I lived in. They knew my mama number. If I was outside cutting up, they about to call her. Hey, I see your daughter around the corner. You know what I mean? We don't have that type of community now. I don't know any of the kids around here. I don't let my kids go outside by themselves, but that's like other reasons. I have a special needs child, and not just what up, Chillman?
What up, Chillman? So let me ask you this: on how you was raised with people, your neighbors being able to, everybody knew everybody, with them being able to call your mom, with your children that you have now, and the day and age that we are in now. What makes you not raise your kids that way?
Just my trust for other people. Like, I want you to treat my child the way I treat my child, and I already know that's not what you're gonna do. And it bothers me because, like I said, I have a special needs child. My son is on the spectrum. He has autism spectrum disorder. So like, I for him, like, not that I want people to walk on eggshells, but I'm like, I don't want you to treat him different, but like also he has to be treated different because he doesn't understand.
I need to be a little bit more patient.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lot of shit that he just don't understand. Like, if you like go on a walk with him, you really have to watch him because he'll just run out in the road. He doesn't understand danger, and then he's like very hyperactive and he screams, and it's a lot to deal with. And I'm just like, I need you to be patient with him, and if you're not, then I don't even want him around you because like I see the way people treat people with special needs, and they don't understand, and it's just like, I don't even want him to go through that. If you're gonna treat him bad, just go on. You don't need to be in his life.
Right.
And that includes family or anybody. Like, So that's why I'm like more protective of my children. Then plus I remember how, being young and seeing how the way certain adults treat you, and you just, like, you wasn't allowed to say nothing because that's just how that adult is, and you just supposed to accept it. And it's like, nah, if my kids ain't want to fool with you, my kids not about to fool with you. I'm not forcing my kids. I'm not forcing people to be a part of my kids' life, and I'm not forcing my kids to be a part of people's life. If we're not reciprocating, then you don't have to be in their life. I don't care. And I know that sounds crazy because, like, even like with family, but like, I'm not allowing my kids to go through the same hurt that I went through. I know that they're going to be hurt, and I know that things are going to happen to them that I can't control, but I can also protect them from things that I feel like I was, like you were saying, like how you overcompensate. I don't feel like I was protected a lot as a child, and I don't feel like I was advocated for or spoken up for. So I'm gonna always be here to speak up for my kids. I'm gonna always be there to take up for them because I didn't have that, and I know that they need. That's something I feel like I needed. So I feel like they need it too.
Right. Right.
And they know mom. If they don't know anything, mama got my back. Mama gonna be
Right.
there.
I tell my kids that all the time. I might cuss you out, but I'm gonna show up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up. I got you when nobody else got you.
Exactly.
Now I don't care what it is. You might murder somebody, and I know we
Yeah.
lying, but this is how much I love my kids.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm going. If I had to go sell some ass to get you out the country, that's what I'm about to do. You my kid. I don't understand how people can turn their back on their kids and just be like, I wash my hands of them or fuck them. Them your kids.
Please.
I don't think it makes sense.
I mean,
And
I
you're the
get after a
parent.
certain
I don't care
age, it's kind of like,
They still your
you
kid.
know,
Yeah.
after a certain age, and then you keep making decisions like we was talking about the whole drug habit. Like I said, at some point, that's the decision. Like if you keep making the same decisions, at some point, I'm hands off the wheel. Like that's on you now. But
Right.
like I get it. But like when it's like, especially when they like 25 and under, like bro, like I don't get how people just take their hands off their kids at 18 and be like, you got this, and it's like no.
You ain't got
no,
nothing.
definitely
I ain't
You
got
barely know how to
shit.
wash your ass at 18. More or less pay some bills and figure out, you know what I'm saying? No, make it, you
Right.
setting them up for failure. You're setting your child up for failure. And we are
Absolutely.
the only race of people who do that. The Indians don't do that.
Me and
Chinese
my
people don't
oldest
do that.
actually had this discussion.
Mexicans don't do that.
They don't.
They come together because they believe in it takes a village.
Mhm.
We done lost our great grandmas and our grandmas and our big
The
mamas who
village.
believed in that
Yes.
because we got babies out here raising babies, so they don't know. You know, it's too much. It's too much. I'm big on family. I'm big on being able to see my kids and talk to my kids. And you constipated. I know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know 2-3 weeks later you've been in the hospital and all that. No, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. People can go weeks, months, years without talking to their parents. But then again, I get it because, you know, there's my mama's toxic as shit. I'm going through the motions of having to release her to whatever else this is because she drains me. And it's kind of weird. I'm grieving. Like I told you, I'm grieving somebody who's alive. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I know for my mental sanity, I gotta let that bitch go.
Absolutely.
I ain't worried about her watching this. I just called her a bitch, didn't I?
We are uncut for real.
You grown as you should.
Yeah. She don't know what YouTube is. I think I'm okay. But for real, like it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like I get you being upset with me for whatever reason, because I still can't figure that out. But for you to take it out on my kids, and I'm adopted, so my mom adopted me, but she treats my kids, because we're a blended family, like they are not even strangers. Like, because she's met them, like just people she's passing, like it's no big deal. No, how are they doing? No, nothing. And it like if it, I don't know. It makes me again overcompensate. We gotta find another word.
Now that's the correct term.
I like it.
We get the thesaurus out. We're gonna get another. That's what we're gonna do. I got it.
They don't have the thesauruses no more. We
I
got
have
phones.
one. I have a thesaurus. I want to go flip some pages.
My kids don't know what those are.
Oh, I'm a teacher.
It's like encyclopedias.
They got phones.
I got a whole set.
They
of
got, my bad,
encyclopedias.
not phones. We got Google.
I got a whole set of encyclopedias, thesauruses. I got a whole series of where you can like get poems and take words, and yeah, I've had them for like 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, well,
That
I'm gonna
probably
be
worth
honest
some
with you.
money.
I need to see the dictionary because I haven't held a hard copy of the dictionary in a while.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. It smells so
It
good.
probably
It
smells like a
smells
book,
good.
don't it?
What is the word?
Yes, I'm gonna have to read that. Find me a word. Look up a word for something.
So y'all ain't never had to go to the library to get the dictionary and the glossary and the
No, they
thesaurus?
didn't have to do that. I did though.
I'm about to say I did. Now I remember the card catalog and shit.
Oh,
You remember the Dewey Decimal System in the library?
I could never figure that out.
Yo, I'm a pro.
I could never get it.
Oh, I was a nerd. I like the library. I like the library. Oh, it's over there. I don't need your help.
Oh God!
I know what the number means after the little dot. And that means volume 1 through something. Yes. I need them all. I was a nerd.
Oh my God!
I had a library card.
A library card.
At the school library and the public library.
Probably was a
Found me in the library on a Saturday.
She was a star reader.
Stop.
They have the books ready for when she comes in.
Indeed, I would reserve books.
All right, Matilda.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, Matilda probably her cousin. Oh Lord, y'all, we've been
Y'all
out here
will
too
never
long.
know what it's like to be reading the book, and
Oh,
that's
God.
another part of the series, and it's not at the library.
Oh yes, I will. Mary B. Morrison knows. I know.
I was hurt. Danielle still has a whole
Oh God,
series.
I know.
I was hurt, and I needed to know if her husband made it home from the war. And I had to wait 2 weeks. I was sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I
2
used
weeks
to lay in the
ain't
bed
long.
and read on the weekends. Like, what high school student you know lay in the bed and read on weekend? I couldn't
Not
listen
I.
to I couldn't
Not
listen
I.
to secular music.
I did.
I couldn't listen to. I didn't know what BET
I
was till I
did.
was 18 in college.
Hell no, I used to have to get up and clean. If I wanted to do anything for the rest of the weekend, get your ass up Saturday morning, go clean that bathroom, wash the dishes, unload that dishwasher. I got shit. I'm trying to get out the house.
We
I'm
clean
trying to go.
Sunday through Monday. Sunday through Monday. That's every day of the week. You did not go outside to school. You came in the house, changed your clothes, you did chores, your homework, you went to bed. There was You was in the house in the summer when the street lights came on.
Baseboards.
Ask
Nadia, ask her about them baseboards.
Shut up. You ever had to
Hey, with 5 kids, if you don't clean your baseboards, they look like trash. Man, with just my 2 kids, my husband be like, "Why are you wiping the baseboards?" I was like, "You know what they look like if you don't wipe them?"
Man, Nadia, so you make them wipe the baseboards. So you wipe the baseboards every day, Nadia.
First of all, ask Keyshawn what the hell I be doing all the time when he be like, "What you busy?" I'm cleaning.
But you don't be cleaning the baseboards every day, Nadia.
people look at them when they come in your house? You think that people looking at them because they
Man,
white.
if I watch the baseboards
Exactly.
today, tomorrow she gonna have one of the brothers do it. The next day she gonna have a sister do
They
it.
ain't
The
never
next day
dirty,
the brother
though.
gonna do it. Next
They ain't
day
never
it's back
dirty.
on me. Every day we washing baseboards. And
They
ain't
ain't
nobody
dirty,
came
y'all.
to see us. Right. Ain't nobody came to see us. Ain't nobody even touched nothing because we don't want to do it again and still washing it.
Baseboard and walls was my thing.
Yeah.
Crushed
Oh,
walls.
God. I didn't wash one of my walls so much. I done started to peel the paint off. My husband was like,
Lord.
"Do you just be cleaning all the time?" I'm like, "Man, I don't know if I got an issue, but like, I gotta have my house to a certain level of cleanliness all the time."
Right.
For you to feel comfortable. That's my piece. Go get you one of them spin mops. You know you can mop your walls. I
You
see
can
you
tell
the
who
recipe.
be on
Your whole
TikTok
house
and
be
Amazon.
Look.
Well, I mop my walls, my baseboards, the ceilings. Yes. You got to get all that out your house.
You should have saw me spring cleaning. It took me a good like 2 weeks. I was cleaning so.
Yeah, it's not a day project. Yeah, you gotta plan this shit out.
Oh God.
I did, cause you gotta take stuff out the rooms. We cleaning out closets, trying on clothes, all that stuff, relocating stuff, Goodwill, all this stuff. Man,
Then you gotta dust, vacuum. It's too much sometimes.
Oh.
And then the breaks, you gotta accumulate for breaks.
hey.
I'm just saying.
How long these breaks? Like half a day.
I take breaks.
Yeah.
Hey, then sometimes that's the worst thing you can do is sit down. You can mess around and sit down.
That's why I say how long these breaks.
Shit.
Well, when she said 2 weeks, I felt like we was on the same page.
No, yo, it used to not take me so long before I had kids, but now with the children, they be wanting a snack. It's time for lunch. I be trying to work through lunch and all that stuff. They no, I want some lunch. I'm hungry. I gotta stop cleaning because y'all hungry. Like I could be done. Because if I
we kind of have the same issue. Other it don't be the kids, it be me. I need another episode on Netflix. I want to go smoke. Something caught my eye out the window. I got ADHD, I think. I got undiagnosed ADHD. And I ain't even being funny, but the littlest thing draw my attention, and I start 50 projects and don't finish one. But I start over again the next day.
Yay. You got to.
So when you said 2 weeks, I was relating, but I guess my perception and yours is different.
Mine just, I don't have enough time in the day to accomplish anything because I be trying to do way too much in one day. My husband be like, "You plan on getting all that done?" I'm like, "Yeah." That's not happening.
It sounds good.
Our 24 hours is not the same as the world 24 hours.
No, it's not. It's not.
That was a little bit longer in our mind. I know mine got an extra 6 hours on it. And
that's all I get to sleep is 6 hours. I know I don't get 8 hours.
When you get my age, if you can get 4 in, you good. You doing something.
I don't, but I'm one of those people. I'm a night owl though, so I like to be up late anyway. But then I be needing to get up early. I like to wake up before my children because if they wake me up, I don't be in a good mood. Cause like,
you don't.
Cause then I'm
by yourself.
Yeah, I like that morning peace. It's just quiet. Ain't nobody bothering me but the cat because he want to be fed.
Nobody calling your name. Nobody wanting nothing. Just a few minutes of serenity. Yeah. Prepares you for the bullshit that's coming.
Yep.
Because you know something will happen.
Always.
Right.
Always something.
Especially you.
Mommy.
You like, I wonder who about to call first.
I'll be looking at my phone like, what?
Trying to guess. Like, Jesus, I can't see. So when I talked to him yesterday, he was like straight.
Depending on the time.
Probably trying to tell me good morning or something. Well, this one, wait a minute, because I know she texts me good morning. She needs something. I'm going to text her back here in about 20 minutes.
And then my ADHD kicks in and I forget about everybody.
Everybody.
Bruh, I've been at the point where I'm typing a message, didn't send it, waiting on the reply. Go back in there like, dang. It's been like 2 hours. I ain't sent the message. Like, well, I'm sorry.
Because my phone is messed up. I have to keep checking mine. So I don't get to forget a lot no more. So I can send it real quick because I have to go back and check mine anyway because my signal bad. So I don't know if I get messages or not unless I open the apps.
Damn.
Sound like a phone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It sounds like it ain't cracked or nothing.
Oh.
No, but like what phone is it?
Oh, that's not it.
It ain't no iPhone because I don't like Apple.
I don't like iPhones. I'm not one of them people. I got a iPad and an Apple computer, but like my phone, nope, strictly Samsung. I don't care. People can talk shit about my Android all day. I don't care. I'm not switching. I'm not switching from Samsung. I used to switch between Samsung and LG, but LG not making phones no more. So Samsung it is.
Because I can't go to Apple. I don't like them.
I don't like it either. I'm like, why do y'all like this?
It's
I mean,
necessary.
I get the fact that everything works together, but like,
But when it
Samsung
don't work together, it don't work together. That's the shitty part. Or and then in my case,
Samsung.
you can't figure out how to work shit, and you have to call everybody else. How do you do this? So it's I want a regular Nokia talking text.
Nokia.
Yeah,
Nokia.
no internet, no nothing, just talking
No
text.
Nokia.
You got a laptop and an
Nah,
iPad.
I'm trying to go back
Our
to the
phones come with
original
the internet
Bluebird.
now. You trying to get a track phone?
Beep me, baby. Beep beep.
You want a pager?
I can choose to call you, but
Nokia.
I can't send your message or nothing. Like 2 weeks later, I just now got your message. What's up? Got your beat. You didn't have to be held accountable back then. Now they know you didn't respond. I don't have time for that shit.
Oh, my thing is people be like, oh, so you left me on red? Yeah, I got shit to do.
I don't even mean to leave you on red. My thing is, I think I sent send on the message that I took the time to text you and proofread and make sure I said it nicely. I forgot to send. Yeah,
Sometimes I look at it and I just keep going, man. Especially when I'm driving, I'm notorious for looking at a message, reading it, and just that's it. Like I don't say nothing. No, I got you. I ain't nothing. And then people be like, "Damn, did she get my message?" Yeah, I just didn't say nothing back.
On the they told me ringtones was old school. I should just let my phone ring, and I like the ringtones.
I don't even have my phone on. My phone stay on vibrate. Like I don't get any. Yeah. I know people be like, "That's why you be missing shit," and I'm like, "Well,
I ain't gonna say no names.
I can't hear those things, so I need to hear something. I need to hear,
I got too much shit going on in my phone. I don't want to hear it. It just vibrate. That's all I need.
I be on the Facebook. Then I be playing Pet Rescue, Phase 10, Uno, all them notifications when my lives come in. Yes, I don't
aggravate.
That's why I silence everything.
But see, if you a Samsung, you don't want to silence. You just put your phone on vibrate. Because if the call come in, it's gonna vibrate more than one time.
Yes.
If it's a message, it's gonna vibrate twice.
But if you own it like me and you can't really hear, you're not gonna hear the vibration.
But you gonna feel it.
I done told you about put your phone at your titty. You don't
put it in your pocket.
I told you about that shit. You don't put that phone up there. That's too much vibration and radiation.
Yeah, we are covering. You see, I had a whole lesson on the law.
Oh. In my mind, we just sitting here chit-chatting like we on a FaceTime call, not talking to people. Hey, chill.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, what's everybody's sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Zodiac sign.
Aries. Scorpio.
Stop. Okay. I always want to say that. Ask me again, like info. Ask me my son. Yield. With caution. Hazard. Dangerous.
Oh God.
Now I ask people this because like when it makes me understand your point of view more because like radiation. That's why I know people that like put their phones in whole other rooms to charge them. I'm like, shit, this the alarm clock. I'm not getting up that far. And plus, like,
you gotta set your phone close by because if not,
but then when you get good and you be sleep, you can do that shit. I know I can turn off my alarm in my sleep. Yeah. And that's not good.
I can't because I don't hear it.
Right, at least you can sleep through anything.
Oh my God, I put my business out there like that.
Not me. You pass gas, I'm woke. That's why I can only sleep.
I don't be meaning to sleep hard.
You sleep with anything. Getting
girl, do you wake up when the baby cries?
I hear everything. They be tripping. This was like 80 years ago. She trying to talk about anyway.
Is it though? Is it though?
At least 4.
Is it though? Maybe 4 nights ago. Not 4 years ago. I know. I hear any and everything.
I don't hear any and everything, but I hear the baby.
But again, that's me overcompensating.
That's been a parent, a mother. You know, a mother, they can be in deep, but they hear their child. Exactly. See? So I can be here in deep sleep and I hear that train, but with my baby one, I hear the baby.
I hear everything.
I've been in
train
some
coming
deep
through the door to
sleep.
get my baby, so I gotta be alert to.
I've been in some deep sleeps, and I've heard my son like having nightmares and stuff, and I wake up, look at the camera.
It's that mother instinct. You can be knocked out, slobber all in your eyes, nose, everything. Child ain't. It's that mother instinct. That's like when they be like, your baby smell you. That's part of that. That's part of that mother-child bond too.
I got the automobile instinct, the train instinct. We got a stray cat. He be at my window at night. I got the cat instinct. I swear I'll be talking to him every
You
night.
just a light sleeper.
I hear everything.
Oh God.
So wait, what was your son?
Libra.
Okay.
Libra.
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 Okay, Nadia. If you don't got nothing up.
Oh, we do?
Yes, ma. It's 11 o'clock. Kids got school tomorrow. My oldest got an exam.
I'm off tomorrow.
That's,
I'm living my best
That's
life.
probably why you don't even know what time it is. All right, Nadia. I thank you for coming, joining us tonight. And then shout out to everybody who joined us on the live in the chat. And we're on our road to 500 subs. And thank y'all for coming to Uncut Ladies Edition. We out.
Hey.
It's cold in here.